Hey, welcome everybody to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. If you've been sticking around, you saw EU a little bit earlier, but now we're doing North American side of BBTAG. And EU was real good, so I expect North American to go just as well.
I'm excited to see this 8 players just going at it here for the title of the April champ. I just had a crazy, morning with all the fun action from the EU side, like you mentioned, and seeing the list of players we have this month, I'm really excited to see some new faces amongst some of the veterans really competing for this.
Yeah, we only got a couple of new faces, but a lot of veterans for this side around, almost similar to the EU side, of course. But if you guys missed out on the action last month, let's go ahead and take a look at the grand finals from that. It was Razzo versus Alex. Not too gigantic of a surprise, but as always, I am happy to see some Neapolitan, which I will see today, not just from Alex, but there's another Neapolitan player. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Razzo just looking extremely sharp, no pun intended, doing a really good job, especially against, Alex's pocket pick. So like Razzo's always been on the tear, one of the finest North American players, and last month they showed their just overall ability and skill level, even against different kind of things thrown their way.
Yeah, Razzo has been one of North America's strongest players as of recent. Like the person who has been probably grinding out the most out of anybody, I feel like. And they come into Open Series and they've been winning left and right. And of course, it's not just the monthly finals though that they can win. You also have the weekly qualifiers, but the weekly qualifiers have been won by a couple of different people. Some people that you will be seeing in this bracket: True Care, Zero, Shadowblood, and Tectal Eastside.
Yeah, it looks like Zero Shadowblood have been putting in the work, getting 2 big wins in 2 different weeks. They've been hungry, and typically is a sole representative of the West Coast. So you see them in the bracket, and you see most everyone else is the East Coast. Starting it off, we'll have Zero Shadowblood versus Nero DNR, Razzo Sharp versus True Care, not a common player in the top 8s. Followed up, we have Nozo's Yui going up against Pat Neko, and finally, the crowd favorite Alex going up against Tectal Eastside.
Now, that's actually, that's probably the match to watch for round 1. Alex versus Tectal Eastside. That one is going to determine quite a lot about how this bracket goes, because those are 2 players that have been in grand finals almost every time they've been around. At the very least, they've made it very close, right? Almost guaranteed top 3 every time. And so that's probably going to be the match we're looking at. And, speaking of the top 4, in fact, gets prize money, right? So first is going to be getting 400, second is going to be getting 300, third is going to be getting 200, and fourth is 100. So you make it to that top 4, you are guaranteed something in your pocket, no charge to you or anything like that. You just make it to that top 4, and every match that you play afterwards is $100 more that you can get if you keep winning. So obviously you want that first place.
Yeah. And how do you get to that first place? It's very simple. You start by going to compete.playstation.com. You follow that address there below. Sign up for the free weekly qualifying events. You don't even have to win them. You just have to place well, and then you'll be put into the finals qualifier, where you will play to get to this top 8 and appear on the PlayStation and just doing your best to get a part of that prize. It's even easy. You just hop on a PSN, take care of the signups through there, as well as the dashboard will alert you to your matches. And all you have to do is just play the game, and it'll let you know when your time is up. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's been the easiest part about the tournaments, because it's kind of just taken care of for you after you sign up, right? And you do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to pay anything. You just jump in, right? Got to make it through the weekly qualifiers, just like Rab was talking about, to be able to make it to one of these monthly finals broadcasts. But that's what every one of these players did, and they deserve to be here for a reason. Those people being our first match, Zero, Shadowblood, and Nero. So Zero Shadowblood, we've seen on the broadcast a couple of times, but Nero I'm unfamiliar with. So I'll talk a little bit about Zero Shadowblood first. Zero Shadowblood is, like Raph talked about earlier, the lone West Coast representative, but one of the staple Susanoo players, right?
Yeah, I mean, Susanoo Yumi, that's a team they've been rocking with for months on end, terrorizing the West Coast events and also doing extremely well in the PSN tournaments. They haven't really achieved like that top finish, but always in a good place and making close matches of it. So there is a reason they're that first seed. They've been grinding it out and doing really well here. So I'm excited to see how far they can take with this super solid squad.
And they're going to be going up against who I consider to be a newcomer, because I don't believe we've seen them on the broadcast unless I missed out on them last month. You can tell me about that. It's going to be Nero DNR, straight out of Indiana, playing the Adachi Hilda more than likely. Now, again, I'm not terribly familiar with this player, but this is the time to shine. This is the nice part about the Open Series, is I get to learn about these players and they get to show me what they're made of.
Hey, you and me both. Nero's first time I get to see them. They weren't here last month, so it's always full of surprises. You think on the NA side, you always have a lot of players that are uncommon to this get to show up and really make a statement. If they can do really well, if Nero can have a good chance and make a good showing against Zero Shadowblood, that's one heck of a statement going into this month's finals.
Yeah, Zero Shadowblood is somebody who, like you said, was kind of terrorizing a lot of the West Coast events. So already somebody to look at, to do well, and has done well in the past in the Open Series. So we also saw the win ratio, right? Like pretty high up there, 79%, I believe is what it was. Doing well for themselves, right? And that win ratio is based on everything in 2021 from the Open Series, right? All the weekly qualifiers, all of the monthly finals. So it shows that they've been grinding as much as possible. And you're probably going to see that in the gameplay for sure. Now, when you fight Susanoo, this is the character that is hard to get away from, despite him being a big hulking mass. You think, oh yeah, he's probably really easy to get away from, right? His mobility's not great, but then you add Yumi into the mix along with a lot of the the Grand Viper active switch and stuff like that, and now it's like, well, why is he still on me? I don't understand. How come I can't get away?
Exactly, it's frightening, and that's the perfect part of a team game. In standard BlazBlue, Susanoo is gonna have to struggle a little bit, though he'll still have the big damage. He might just have to take some trying to run at you, but having someone as strong as Yumi on the back end to help lead that charge, really good. But let's talk about Nero's team. Adachi Hilda, a very popular character online, but now just has been a topic of discussion around the BBTAG community, even more so, with more players exploring her and agreeing on her strength.
Yeah. She definitely started out as somebody that no one could ascertain the actual strength of. People were really questioning whether or not she was good, but I think at this point she has proven to be strong, at least strong enough to be able to get W's for sure. As Nero DNR not be able to get a whole lot, just the crash right now, but now has to deal with this. The defensive capabilities of Hilda are the weak spot, and when you're fighting against Susanoo, not being able to properly defend may end up killing your character.
Yeah, it's scary. Just a little frame trap from Zero Shadowblood to open up. Already got in the corner up to the burst bait, and nice. I like that, just neutral jump, not pressing a button. Nero throwing out the reversal action, getting punished. Should be Adachi going down. No super, no assist required, and then just the meaty Susanoo gonna make this combo happen.
Yeah, gonna probably try to kill here if at all possible. Got 2 bars, got Susanoo into the super. It's gonna be close if it doesn't kill. But I think it will.
Yeah, the minimum damage from Residence Yumi Super. The regular one is already so high, but now you just throw up a powered up version of it, and it's just say goodbye to your life bar after that Susanoo slam dunk.
So it's gonna be first game to Zero Shadowblood, and despite the slow start, felt it out and was kind of the Zero Shadowblood that we expect, right? Just immediately got all over the opponent and didn't let him move. And that was also kind of attributed to the fact that, well, Hilda tried to make the way out, but again, the defensive capabilities are a little lackluster, right? She's not really going to be able to do a ton when Susanoo is just kind of staring her down in the face and just hitting 4A over and over again. It's really scary.
Well, both characters in Zero Shadowblood's team have that strength, right? It's hard to just challenge them from up close, even with a slight disadvantage, because between Yumi's great buttons and the chance of getting hit by Susanoo's 5B, it's just really something that's difficult to challenge. You want to create that space, so I want to see Nero not really take that risk in trying to just out throw those buttons against Zero Shadowblood.
Oh, back at it again. The start for Nero was pretty strong, actually. I mean, it was at least good enough to be able to get away from things and get a hit onto the Susanoo before. And I just got to be able to block through this right now. Ooh, unfortunately gets grabbed, though, for the troubles. Burst comes out, and this is kind of similar to how it went last time.
Ooh, 5Cs gets blocked, relying on that as a mix-up, and the problem is, Hilda's going to be at a slight disadvantage, not punishable, but she gives up her turn. And now Nero is just back on the back foot after taking a chance with the overhead.
Good for Nero, though, was able to interrupt the cross combo, so that at the very least gets rid of the cross gauge, and then, ooh, okay, stare down. Just a little afraid, not doing a whole lot, and then there's the punish, forcing Nero's burst here.
Oh, nice run under. Zero finding the hit with the 5A. He's going to get the knockdown and tries to super. Not going to work, and here's a huge punish on that. Zero Shadowblood ready for it with the CC, hop over. Itachi going to go down from there. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, even if that wasn't enough damage somehow, there was always the DHC, and now Hilda trying to fight for her life, but so many counter hits so far.
Yeah, she's trying to swing. The air DP works out. Finds a reversal action of their own. Nero getting a hit here. This is gonna have to make the most out of this. I like that using the super before the resonance ends, but now it's gonna have no bar. It's gonna have to deal with a healthy Susanoo coming in, or just get iced.
Yeah, good awareness of the gap right there from Zero Shadowblood. Checking out, like, oh, okay, so Hilda's going for any sort of overhead or even the low. Both would have gotten bodied by the super. And so that was just straight up knowledge about the Hilda block string, right? Just knew and was like, okay, I can just go to this. Because even if the last time specifically, Nero went to 5C rather than even just like the overhead pin, right? And so that also would have lost to the super.
Yeah. As you gotta respect, especially characters that have supers that are pretty fast, almost safe on block, and they can be backed up with another character. It's just a dangerous game you gotta play. You gotta respect your opponent's meter and resources. So I think the experience from Zero Shadowblood is really showing this set so far. Nero challenging in these like questionable spots, as well as putting themselves, like making those little decisions here and there is really costing them a lot. So hopefully can tighten that up a little bit and bring it to Zero Shadowblood.
Putting the block string on right now, and oh no, a big whiff right there. I don't know if that was an execution error, but if it's not gonna matter, because huge damage from that even before the burst. Itachi took a ton, and this is gonna be maybe a dead Hilda as long as he doesn't drop.
That's frightening. You see the Zero Shadowblood just Tectal blocking stuff out, not really worrying. Ooh, that's gonna do it. Resonant super off of the CC. So much damage on there, now solo Adachi. So it's like, Zero Shadowblood's not afraid of the block strings. There hasn't been any mix-ups from it. You know, it's just been kind of simple can pressure, and then just punishing at the end. So, just look at him go. Has a little bit of bar to cash out here. Definitely gonna make it happen. Adachi think will be alive barely. No tech, blue beat. Wake up super again, that's gonna do it.
The cross slash. Yeah, Zero Shadowblood basically had an idea of whatever the wake-up option was probably going to end up being from Nero, and just had the response every single time.
Yeah, just knew, I'm not going to extend too hard. You're going to keep throwing yourself under the bus. That's fine. We'll run you right over. You want to keep going for it. So Zero Shadowblood, big, clean 3-0 to start things off. And, that's how we're going to get it down here as we start that top 8 for North America.
Yeah, basically just showing why he is one of the stronger players on the West Coast without question. I mean, you can see it in the play right there, right? Basically just ready for just about anything that Nero brought to the table. The only time it felt like Zero Shadowblood was not ready at the very beginning was when the first 5C came out from Nero and got hit by it. And then after that, it was never again, right? The first one got blocked, and then immediately Zero was ready to press buttons. Itachi wasn't able to get anything started through block strings. It was just good, solid, clean play. And yeah, I mean, even recognizing the way that Hilda sets up offense.
Yeah, big time. Just overall, just great awareness and analysis from just the first round. Zero Shadowblood, again, showing, why competing in so many events pays off. Having that experience against different player archetypes, capitalizing on it, and just having a good awareness of their own game plan. Of just keeping it simple, keeping it tight, and not affording the opponent any mistakes to capitalize on. Good stuff.
Yeah, so it's going to be Zero Shadowblood moving on, but Nero does have the lower bracket. We do run on a double elimination format, so, Nero does have a chance to be able to make it through and come on back, It's definitely not out of the question. However, we are going to continue on with the upper bracket matches, as our next match is going to be Razzo Sharp and True Care. Later, we'll see Yui, Pat Neko, and then Alex versus Tectal. And so Razzo Sharp and True Care. Now, Razzo is the person that we have been looking at for pretty much every open series, right? 90% of the NA BBTAG tournaments as well.
Yeah, just always consistent results, even before it was all online. Just, showing their strength overall with that Carmen Hockerman team, but not afraid to switch things up. They're always able to play different teams like focused on Merkava or what have you, so never afraid to pick something else, be comfortable with it, make it rock.
Yeah, on the other side, their opponent is going to be True Care. So True Care, rocking a character that's not exactly, played a whole lot. We saw that character in the recap, but yeah, it's going to be Neapolitan Susanoo. And True Care has been one of the strongest Neapolitan players that we've seen in BBTAG, without question. And this was the team that I used to play with Neapolitan when she first came out. So I'm actually a big fan of it. It's really fun to play. And so, I mean, you guys are going to see a little bit about how it works and stuff like that. But Razzo Sharp is the big question here, because they have a cavalcade of characters, right? They are someone who has a mastery of multiple characters for the purpose of not only the information, but being able to take on any situation by being able to switch between all these different characters, right?
Yep. And I mean, I feel like it's definitely going to be a Carmine focused team to start out with. I feel like it could still be the Hockerman Merkava. We might see that, but I feel like the Carmine would play best into this with just the range of the normals, the kind of pollution he could put on the screen with the projectiles and the traps to really kind of control Susanoo and Neo to an extent, with Neo not really having exceptional buttons, right? She needs to get in, and she has, some fun options when she gets to that point, but it can be hard if it's a wall. And there we see Carmine Yang. So he wants to scrap, or they want to scrap. Razzo is bringing a squad that wants to get in your face and just throw out giant hurt boxes and hit boxes.
Yeah, Razzo, this is Team Unblockable, actually. Not just trying to toss out giant hitboxes and hurt boxes, right? This is the second we scrap and I win, you no longer get to play the game afterwards, because they do have an unblockable setup that will, I'm sure, come into play at least once during the set, But luckily, I feel like Neapolitan has a really strong ability to move around the screen and get away from Yang, but it's a matter of correctly making that choice multiple times, right? Because you have to get away from Yang a ton.
Oh, and got in there though. Razzo used the EX punches, and that got whip punished after that, so that was really clean. Nice jump back defensively. And now we're just going to see kind of armor through as Razzo pushes forward, gets a hit, and converts. Will we see the unblockable? There it is.
There. Yeah, so unfortunately, when you get put in that situation, if you try to jump, the blood wheel hits you. If you don't jump, you get command grabs. And then, either way, Razzo gets the chance to be able to convert off of it. But gets hit by the overhead teleport right here. This is good because there's a chance that Yang could go down, but no! Dropping the combo, just going to get the air unblockable. Oh,
and goodbye, Neo. Unfortunate burst out. Okay, Susanoo gets in. It's got a bit of a life deficit, but if there's damage you need to come out, Susanoo's got that in spades. Gonna activate Resonance. Get hit low though. So now Razzo can run out that timer. Just nice little extended combo. Doesn't have really the meter to make it huge, but still get some pressure. Got a hit. And I feel like
just gonna finish it off on this as soon as they build the bar, which they do. Knock down, cancel into super. I'm sure it's death.
Yep, there you go. Nice stuff from Razzo, capitalizing on the hits, saying, hey, I saw at the beginning with True Care kind of up backing a bit at the start, putting themselves in the corner, and that makes Razzo's job easier to set up those unblockables. Since you're already kind of in that position, and all Razzo needs to do is kind of just do a quick side swap, set it up, and just run the plays.
Yeah, no, that was almost perfectly solid from Razzo. There were a couple of drops that allowed True Care to be able to get out, and maybe made it a little scary for the moment. But at the very least, they were able to stop Neapolitan from that strong mobility that she has, and just kind of put her in the situation that is, well, the unblockable.
Yeah.
So. One of the only ways to really get out of that is to be able to burst out. It's kind of important. Or, you know, if you have like an invincible super that reaches as far as Carmine does before he can block. The unfortunate part is there's very few of those that can hit Carmine before he can block, so.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, like, Neo's got some invincibility on one of her supers, but it's very risky. And speaking of risks, tried to reversal action, but Carmine's like, no, sorry about that. Give me that big damage already. Might as well just call it a wrap here. We're going to set up another one. Oh, there's a super. There it is. That's the super I was talking about. Came through. Massive info and a lot of recovery, but just enough. And there's going to be a punish here. All right.
Yeah, so the nice part about that and what made that work was basically Razzo Sharp was on the other side of Neapolitan, allowing for Carmine to be close enough to be command grab. That's a rare instance, and True Care took the capitalization as far as they could.
Speaking of capitalization, there's the 2B. You gotta respect those buttons that get stronger in semblance. 5A has such a huge hitbox. There's the unblockable. You want to be airborne, you gotta hold that.
Yeah, every character in the game having access to that ability, luckily. So, not just anything about this team. But Susanoo finally getting the pressure there in the corner, and the Blood Wheel's gonna stop that pressure.
Nice. Hitting Yang, but good reversal. Catching Susanoo on the way down. But here comes Neo again. Oh, the 2A coming through. Counter hit. No capitalization. Immediately up forward to set up a sandwich.
Yeah, trying to use the counter just to be able to get out of that situation, but oh, that should be a dead Yang. Yeah, easy combo right there for True Care.
Potential messed up push block. Oh, in the mix. I like that. Neo being sneaky, setting it up with the Susanoo assist. Really clean ender there. And that's the thing about, like, you know, keeping your pressure light. You can either, you know, if your opponent runs into, does a reversal and you make it come out and you block it, you're fine. Or if they mess up a push block, you know, what's going to happen is they're going to get a reversal anyway. So it's something to keep in mind. When you're playing this game and you're on defense, be very wary about just always kind of going for that in pressure because someone might expose it and blow it up.
Yeah, funny you mentioned push block though, because like I feel like personally, if push block wasn't in the game, Neapolitan would be the best mix-up character. Period. Like out of any character in the game, she would be unstoppable. But push block is in the game, so at the very least you can get away from her in that regard. Problem is you notice that the way True Care set up that last mix-up, it was not something that you can push block because it was a teleport behind, right? So you push block behind, and you know, let's say you block Susanoo after that. Susanoo and Neapolitan have you sandwiched, and now the mix-up continues.
Yeah, nice layers to that. It's always important there. Oh, you cannot 2B that. Oh, didn't press. But this is going to be a punish here.
That should be a dead Carmine.
Thought the reversal was going to work. But let's see if True Care can finish this plate here. Nice damage.
No, just barely not going to be death.
We're going to cash out either way. Huge damage. Spin dashing on him. Going to get the slam dunk. Blam. And now no extra credit. But the 5C, I love it.
Yeah, no reason to do extra credit if it's not going to kill, right? But you're going to spend that bar on the extra crash because it's guaranteed damage. Using the parry on the incoming and again. And yeah, that's a free punish.
There's never been a more like Ruby-esque interaction than Neo doing 2 counters on Yang. It's like, yeah, you're a gorilla. All right, I understand how you play.
It's very reminiscent of what actually happened in the show when they fought.
Yep, 100%. But I like that from Razzo, baiting out the reversal and getting some solid hits here to do big damage to Neo.
Oh, gonna armor through the reversal, and Neapolitan is down.
Grab immediately. Yep, I like that from Razzo. Hasn't gone for a lot of regular grabs, so it's important to kind of put that out there. And now it's just going to try to armor through Susanoo and just be overly aggressive, I feel. But it's going to can work out.
Ooh, yeah, so that bottle rocket was actually negative enough that True Care could have pressed buttons there, but didn't recognize it, and that allowed for Razzo Sharp to steal the turn back.
Yep, going to get as much damage as possible. Run that resonance timer down, and now add advantage here. Push block, gets hit. Gotta respect it. And respect True Care did.
Oh yeah, it's so hard to navigate this right now. It's really scary because one hit from either character could very well be death. I mean, Yang doesn't have any bar, but she is in semblance. She's gonna do damage.
Advantage still though in True Care's side. Any errant whiff can get sorted from that full screen. because there is recovery on Bottle Rocket. Ooh, okay, goes low. I like that. Challenge the 5B. What a reversal!
Wow.
Oh my god.
It actually caught the backdash. Oh, but the JB, that's going to be a bit too far with too much forward momentum. And the Strawberry Sunrise reversal in the air.
Threw it out there, believed after that, and it just worked. That's not even like an air unblockable. That was just a call out that True Care was going to keep pressing, and it just worked. So hey, Razzo took the risk, and now they're up 2-1.
Yeah, they bet the farm, and it was all worth it. They made the return investment 100%, 2-1 now. And I mean, that was scarily close, like scarily close, which is really funny in my eyes, because Razzo's team, when it gets the knockdown, it should technically never lose versus this team, because Neapolitan and Susanoo don't really have an option versus the unblockable. They don't have the defensive ability to stop it, unless, of course, we run into another situation where Carmine is too close and gets command grab supered, I guess.
We'll see what happens from here. Nice assist catching both. That's the second. I mean, it's not unusual for True Care to go for that assist after jumping back with Neo. So, Razzo get hit by that, just to be more aware. Oh, the puddle punishes. The trap was set. Even though Yang got hit by the burst, it didn't matter. Wow.
Yeah, that's the nice part about the Carmine bombs, is they're just there, and here it is, set right back up, and dropping the combo from Razzo. True Care is gonna love that.
And look, these 5Bs punished that. No, had the push block, but didn't challenge correctly, so it's gonna lose a lot of life and get punished on that burst.
Yeah, no more push block available here for True Care. They got to find another way out, but unfortunately not going to work the first time. And then the low, not going to be able to burst in time. Neo should be down here.
Yep. Now it's going to be all down to Susan. Going to get a block, and then there's just immediate press buttons. Got to watch out, but hard to hit. This is big. I like the DP ender, get the knockdown.
Uh-oh.
And now we're both charging up. And now sandwich time. Can True Care survive this? Oh. Not quite.
Oh, tried to get the full conversion off that. That would have been a hard conversion. I definitely don't blame him. But Razzo is currently got full control of the match right now. True Care with not a lot of resources left. I mean, it's going to take a lot of correct calls over and over again. But the damage is there for Susan. 1-5B could very well kill somebody.
But I like it. Razzo just playing patient. Gets 5C again. So it's going to be some damage. Nice time to get the excellent. Oh, and yeah, nice. Saw the bait against the throw. No punish. Strawberry Sunrise has honestly low recovery for a DP.
Gonna be able to at least get the knockdown on this one. Oh no, big drop. Has dropped the air combo a couple of times at this point. Sword of God is gonna hit, but it's not gonna hit Yang, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Razzo's gonna take that 3-1 over True Care. True Care showed a little bit of signs of life, but just couldn't keep the momentum up, and just the amount of pressure and damage coming out from Razzo was enough to seal the deal. Good stuff to them as they make it to the next round of upper bracket, where they'll be facing Zero Shadowblood a little bit later on.
Yeah, I do like that True Care, when he was on his last character, it went to like this excellent movement game plan that they had, right? They were never overcommitting with Susanoo, and only in the point where they dropped the combo was it like starting to go downhill, right? Because the movement itself was actually, they were navigating the pinwheels, they were getting in between each one of them, and they were able to finally find their way in. They even forced Razzo to want to use reversal action multiple times. And, it was scary enough.
Like, the reversal action is what won Razzo a lot of these. Just not afraid to put that out there and say, it's a risk I'm going to take. And, pays off. And you just see overall just the command of the characters and making the most out of situations overall. But again, True Care did have a lot of good chances to make it count, but those drops can just turn the tide very easy, especially in a game like BBTAG.
Yeah, and I mean, the reversal action is that was the one time I believe that Razzo's reversal action got punished to the point where a character died, right? So I think that was one of the only times you would see it happen, and because of that, Razzo just felt like it was okay to use reversal action. Yeah, see, over and over and over again. And until you show that Razzo can't do that, why wouldn't they keep doing it?
I feel like they're just going to do it anyway. Doesn't matter if you show them, you're going to punish or not. That's not the way of the reversal action. You already know, like stuff like that. And I mean, I think 5B was like probably the harder option. If it was just like a 5A, it would have been guaranteed. So you always got to be aware of your opponent's reversals and their recovery, just so you can capitalize as much as possible off those situations where I understand wanting to go for 5B because that's like max damage starter, but if it's too slow, it's too slow.
And so that's going to move Razzo Sharp on through the upper bracket. True Care is going to fight Nero DNR in the lower bracket. And then we're going to have Yui and Pat Neko and Alex versus Tectal here in the upper bracket to round out what happens over in the lower as well. And our next match will be Yui and Pat Neko. Now, Yui is another player who has been in the Open Series a couple of times. She has never stopped playing Shie Adachi, I don't think. And she self-proclaims that she holds the any percent speed run of BBTAG for the sole purpose that she plays, Shie Adachi, right?
I mean, a lot of Shies, I think, will fight for that title. It's understandably so. Very high damage. You give them the opportunity, especially with a happy birthday, and you might as well just go back to the character select and restart because you will just say goodnight. The character just capitalizes on situations like that so beautifully, and I know Yui will bring that if she's given the opportunity. And Pat Neko, a unique team. Best friends. We have the Noel, right? But then Makoto too. Makoto, very rare of a character. So we're seeing Pat Neko bring a unique squad that we're seeing for the first time here. Especially their first time in the PlayStation Tournament's finals. So I'm really curious to see what they'll be able to do here.
Yeah, these two characters actually have several different knowledge checks that a lot of people have to look out for. Noelle, obviously, the big knowledge check is the invincibility on the B normals that she has. She's got them in spades, and she will use them, right? But Makoto is a knowledge check that a lot of people forget about because she's so unpopular in tournament, right? She has the fastest reversal action in the game. So sometimes your safe jumps or your setups may actually not be as safe as you think versus this character in particular. You may actually end up in a situation where only Makoto is a character that can get out of your setup. And you're just like, well, what do I do now?
Oh, I guess I should just be even safer of a jump. But that's hard, right? You got to practice explicitly against a character like that. And, Makoto deserves at least one night thing. It's rough out there in the streets for the school players, but... it's
She's
fun
trying her
to
best.
see. She is punching as hard as she can. So that'll be fun to see. And I'm excited because this is our second Indiana player as well. So the Indiana folks really showing out, making this top 8. But there's a start. Dragon kick immediately into the 60 from Adachi. And look how much life is already gone from those singular hits.
Goodness.
Not
That
even
was
using
without
power charge. No power charge needed.
Oh, but there it is, the Noelle drive, and that's going to be one of the best ways that she's going to be able to get in. Got to get around the laser beams, though, and going to get counter hit trying to get out of the guard string.
Okay, converts, punishes the burst, though. Got to be mindful of that. And Yui, ready for it. It's going to cash out here, go for a setup. And yeah, the Tech 4, but buttons. Wow. Okay,
There's that reversal action right there. Yeah, got him out of the situation and, got away from the meteors. Yui specifically just trying to play around anything Makoto could do by just staying full screen. And, Makoto on life support right now. It's going to be up to Noelle for a little bit, but another strong mix-up here on the overhead.
Yeah, GA pressure really strong. Has a lot of ways to kind of reset if you're not aware of it. And just put, some good air dash pressure as well as set up some... fuzzies, really hard to blockables, so gotta be mindful of that. Oh, beats out the rush punch by having the upper body invulnerability.
And that's going to be a good start here for Pat Neko. Just wants to cash out the damage, mostly to get Noelle out, but, also hopefully put... Oh, no! Wake up buttons, a taste of your own medicine from earlier. Tech 4, then the buttons.
Yeah, that 5A, it's like, I got range! GA's range might not be the best, but it's like Makoto's isn't going to be that great either. So just knowing the situation there, you want to run forward, fine. You think I'm going to back tech, you get called out. So got to be readily wary of all the situations there and be prepared for forward, normal, and back tech in any moment, at any moment.
So Yui just keeping it nice and controlled, as much as they possibly could have anyway, because there was a couple of times where, you know, they got out, but it's it wasn't the normal thing that you expect from Shie Adachi. You know, normally you expect Shie Adachi to hit somebody once and then just that character's dead immediately. But, you know, you have to get the proper hits for that, so makes sense.
I mean, at the very least,
really
we almost saw it at the start, right? After half-life gone on Noelle. If there was a power charge available, then yeah, Noelle would have been gone.
Yeah, well, the team can kill you at round start. It is possible.
Oh, for sure. But that's a tough thing to look at. Like, with Tomoe, Chie's persona getting called out, how can, like, a character like Noelle really get past that? Oh, runs right into the BZO. It's going to take a free combo damage here and gets the B version of the punch, which has the wall bounce. Oh, Makoto swinging. Works out a little bit.
Yeah, but got caught overhead right there. And unfortunately, it recovered just in time. But fortunately for Yui, it's going to be able to punish the burst. Good damage on this. And yeah, the setup is real.
Yep, really good meaty there. Yeah, and we talk about knowledge checks on the side of Pat Neko. Chie is a lot of knowledge checks in those guard strings, when to push block, as well as just where there's an overhead. It doesn't change, but you just have to be ready for it.
Okay, just gonna get the follow-up right here with the double super.
Okay. Big damage there, very nice. Pop right resonance immediately and escapes being put in a sandwich.
Okay, well, and actually was even able to get around Chie as well. Luckily, Yui is able to get Adachi out, because, I mean, Adachi was on life support, and oh no! The meteors hit, and then the low, finally. That may end up doing it. I mean, no bar here for... But there's the cross raid, and yeah, the minimum damage on cross raid is super high.
Yeah, nice from Yui to say, I know what I need to do to finish it. Kept the combo, you know, pretty simple. Ending with that cross raid, so just super smart as she goes up 2-0 in that set. A lot of the meaties just really working. I think Pat Neko not respecting the meaties when they tech. You know, I mean, they got hit, obviously, by Yui when she teched in game 1 and just swung a button, so might be trying to just steal a turn back. But Yui has consistently shown that she's going to time these meaties very well and capitalize on them 100%.
Well, yeah, you know, Yui, she actually messed up the timing in the very first game. And so that may be why Pat Neko is kind of going towards not respecting it, right? Is expecting the Oki to not be there properly. And unfortunately for them, Yui cleaned it up. And so that, you know, ended up making it that, yeah, you actually do have to respect my Oki now.
It's strong Oki. Chie gets good knockdowns and has really good meaty buttons, either with Tomoe or just the lights, jump light, crouch light. It's all good.
Yeah, and already a ton of damage on Makoto at this point. Okay, countering Pat Neko.
Pat Neko just kind of rushing in a little too haphazardly for my taste. Under pressure, whoa.
Wow, that's a rare sight. I did not know Noelle 5C hit above her, but apparently I learned something today.
Okay, beat the persona. Avoided the BZO by pressing those drive buttons. But now, yeah, just chilling back here. Yui's like, what are you gonna do? Stop me. Okay, you got shot. There's the counter. Do it again. Triple time. And then set up the mix-up. There's a burst. Gonna get... No, not punished.
Yeah, that's good for Pat Neko. Well, I mean, didn't last very long, and no super to kill off Makoto. Ends up going for command grab instead, but there's the cross slash. And that was such an interesting choice of wake up for Pat Neko. Wake up, jump C with Makoto. I mean, you get a combo off it if it hits. It's just...
Somebody's been watching a lot of EU. Someone watched the EU. And now Yui's just doing stuff.
Yeah.
We're at the point of just like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna take this with the life that I have so I can just mess around and get the BMs. Oh, wait a minute! Oh, forced the burst because of the low profile, and that's a grab.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah. Well, the grab would have killed if Yui decided to follow it up because it is special cancelable. But Yui playing with her food, gonna be able to take it 3-0 here in this one, and it got more solid as the set went on. I think Yui started to figure out how Pat Neko plays, and especially with the ability to clean up the Oki and tighten it up so that Pat Neko was unable to just kind of disrespect. Yeah. That ended up making it much, much harder for them.
And she taught him a lesson, like, please stop, please respect the stuff people could do in this game, because when a meaty super connects, then you got to realize, hold up, maybe blocking is going to be the right answer. Maybe I just got to chill out but you're just having fun, what have you. So I mean, no pressure, right? This is a free to enter event. Just have fun, do what you want. Works out, it works out, but just be careful you don't get blown up.
Well, you know, there is always the lower bracket, right? So Pat Neko maybe can take some of that information and apply it there a little bit later, as Yui is going to be moving on. And I mean, you can see why, right? Like after the first game, it just started to become far more solid, catching almost every burst after that point. But yeah, there it is. There is the difference. The Oki getting counter hit multiple times and just capitalizing off it, just keeping it going.
Yeah, just overall executed their game plan, and it looked so comfortable doing it, playing the matchups really well. Just mean, even like the knowledge checks didn't really get to come into play for Pat Neko, just because it was just so overwhelming from Yui, putting out those hitboxes, the personas, the Zeos, and just keeping that pressure going. So good stuff to them as they make it to the second round.
Yeah, there it is. There's that jump C.
I love seeing the drive hit just like that, and then you kind of have that just like, okay, I'm gonna get a grab and then just go for the funky stuff.
And that's how it finished off right there for Yui. So she's going to be moving on, and we're going to have the pleasure of finding out who is going to fight Yui between Alex and Tectal Eastside. This is the matchup that we were looking for, and it is going to be one of the strongest first round matchups. But we also have a bit of a update here. True Care took down Nero 3-0, and going to be moving on in the lower bracket right there.
And here's the scary part. Either Alex or Tectal are going to go to the lower bracket in the first round. Yes. So like if I am a person in the lower bracket right now, I am like pulling my collar just a little bit and thinking like, oh no, why do I have to fight one of these people as soon as I get knocked down to losers? Why is this my life? But hey, that's just the tail of the tape and how it goes. You know, starting with Alex. I said crowd favorite earlier, and the biggest part about Alex, they run the kanji. Every team involves Kanji Tatsumi, a rare Pokemon of a character. Just not showing up very often.
I have seen one team that Alex played that was not kanji, and it was Platinum BlazBlue. That was one team so far that I have seen. There was no kanji from Alex, so good chance that kanji shows up, but I guess there is a small possibility that we could see the BlazBlue Platinum again. Maybe not, probably not.
Yeah. So I think predominant team they use Kanji Yosuke. We'll bring up the Kanji Naoto or Kanji Neo if need be. Tectal, Ruby, Neo is their bread and butter. You know, Tectal is one of the most seasoned players in this event and across the anime fighting game community. So always a big threat, and you know their squad is extremely fast in terms of just Ruby just having second highest ground speed next to Yosuke. There's that full screen pressure from either Ruby assists or the Yumi assists, and Yumi just being overall solid front and back. Just a very, very solid and perfectly Tectal squad.
Yeah, Tectal is also sporting the tied for the highest win percentage in all of this top 8, and the other being Razzo Sharp. And this is somebody who doesn't enter every single open series, but has taken down everyone that they've come across beforehand. They've won an open series before. This is not somebody that like, Alex is going to win for sure kind of deal. No. But Alex, obviously an incredibly strong competitor with multiple characters. And oh, wow, this is one of the first times I've seen Alex go with the main team from the get-go. That's just straight up main team right at the start.
Honestly surprised. Yosuke's been like the main pick for such a long time in these events. So seeing that Naoto come up, so Naoto, a unique character, we haven't seen her show up today, but she revolves around just instant kills. She has the ability to use a super with her guns that will create a mark. Once that appears, the next time a specific super hits that character, no matter how much life they have, they are gone. Erased from existence, and that's it.
We'll see if that even comes into play at this point. Naoto's got a number of other strengths on top of that, and Kanji defeating the air-to-air situation, and there's that mark that Raph was talking about. So the next hit from Naoto versus Yumi could very well be instant death.
And this is scary too, because that was a burst that got punished. So Yumi came in with full life, got shot, and now is in a position where she can just get erased from here. Ruby getting hit, and now has to respect it. Oh, the bait on the 2B. And now big damage from Alex.
Ooh, and that may, I think that's a dead Ruby. Oh, yeah, I had to spend the other bar. That's unfortunate, but hey, you spend the bar if you want to kill a character, and it is always worth it.
For sure. And now here comes the Kanji. Blocks the low. Nice push block from Tectal. And nice CC, though, keeping Naoto safe. And now it's hard. How do you approach if you're Tectal here? Traps are in play. Kanji assist is still available.
Ooh, wow, I cannot believe something beat the 5B from Yumi. That is incredibly rare. And,
For sure.
Okay, finally, being able to catch this air-to-air here. Yumi's having a lot of trouble being able to navigate this Kanji, which is a weird sentence that I'm not entirely sure I'd ever say, but like, you know, here it is.
I don't want to say that, but I mean, it's the Naoto behind it, right? It's scary because Naoto's gotten like some good full screen assists.
That's that.
Oh, and that's gone. Goodbye.
Yep.
Poof.
Instant kill. Look at that damage.
Optimal. 99,000.
Because it instantly kills.
You just see there. And that was from the get-go. The first thing that happened this round was Naoto got a hit. The super came out. Yumi got tagged. And it's like, there's nothing that Alex really needs to overexert themselves, because that notion in the back of Tectal's mind is like, any mistake is over because Naoto has 2 bars.
Yeah, I mean, Naoto probably has the best burst punish of any character in the entire game, because even if the burst punish doesn't kill you, it puts you in a situation where you will die.
Yeah.
And that is rare, right? Like a lot of the time it's if you're at full health and you get burst punish, you know, you're going to take a lot of life, but you're not dead. Whereas that is a literal death sentence. Yeah. Even if you are one of the highest health characters in the game, you know, even if you're Waldstein, even if you're Tager or Blitz Tank, it's not fun after that.
No, it's not fun. So that's like the thing. It's like you might not see the, you know, instant kill come into play, but if that mark appears, then it's like you have to worry about that. And that's just, you know, that mind game that comes into play. So good stuff to Alex taking that first game. Tectal has to be a little more cognizant of the situation they put themselves in. But I feel like this set will go the distance. But here comes game number 2.
Yeah, what was really surprising to me, especially in that first game, is it all started because Kanji actually aired-to-aired Ruby, which is normally something that's really difficult for any character in the game, let alone Kanji, right? So air-to-airing this character is notoriously difficult, but Kanji was able to do it. Alex positioning himself well that last game, but maybe not so well positioned this time. This is all unburstable right here due to the fact that Alex reversal action on wake up, and there's going to be another safe jump. And yeah, so that's so smart right here. Is Tectal is very specifically positioning each setup so that the reversal action from Kanji is ineffectual.
Uh-oh. But Naoto came to play. Didn't have the bar to set anything up, but at the same time, it's a healthy character. You know, I think neutral is pretty solid. Might not have like the best buttons, but like once she gets room to set up, it can be very, you know, cognizant of everything to navigate it all.
Oh, can I get the punish of the reversal action right there, though? Tried to navigate a CC situation, and when it was unable to guess correctly, should be able to double super here.
Yeah. I feel like that should be a wrap, especially the solid damage coming from the Ruby super. Spin on him, and now it's all down to solo Kanji, which is pretty common for some Alex matches, so we'll see what he can do here, but it's never easy dealing with the Yumi by yourself when you're Kanji.
Yeah, well, the commonality of this being, you know, so often for Alex is that he's gotten real good at making a Kanji comeback, surprisingly. Whether that happens here, you know, the deficit is huge is another story, but I've definitely seen it.
Yeah, never impossible. I mean, it's got a little bit of bar, not the best resonance because it's only level 2, but at the very least, there's some bar coming. There's a push block, which is one of the strongest things against Kanji, but here's a punish. Into damage, doesn't get a follow-up, nice reversal. Works out for Tectal.
Absolutely no fear right there for Tectal on the reversal. And yeah, waiting out the jump C from Kanji. That was super smart. Basically baiting it by calling the CC and making Alex think, okay, I can hit Ruby and your CC and get some damage on the character at the same time. Unfortunately, that was exactly what Tectal wanted him to think, and that's going to be 1 apiece. We may go down to the wire here.
100%. And that's the tricky part. Even if you think you have that advantage to tag Ruby, her 4P is just so fast that you even might risk trading it, and that's still a free combo for Yumi. So it's just one of those things that, like, you have to respect the Ruby there when she's by herself, because that's one of the most, to me, one of the most difficult characters to tag when they're just standing there in a CC.
I mean, you know, that's kind of the whole point of her character has always been, you know, the mobility. In that case, it's not the mobility, but it's still tricky like that, if you will. I mean, her 4P is tied for the fastest assist in the game. It has one of the largest vertical hitboxes. It also has a very small hurt box, and on top of all of that, it launches the opponent and is really easy to combo off of.
So you're saying it's just a great assist, right?
It's really good.
It's been pretty good since the beginning. That assist has honestly just been untouched. She just comes out, swings the scythe, and then, whoop, that's a wrap. So always got to put some respect on that.
Yeah, and it's super good. But next game right here, again, one apiece, and only so much information so far, because each match so far has been just heavily in the favor of the other player, right? Like, Tectal had a lot of trouble with the gunshots from Naoto before. Second game, gunshots barely meant anything.
Yeah, not at all. Like the CC from both players. Worked out for Tectal because they tagged the Naoto, ending Alex's CC early. So now we're playing back that neutral game. Both players just push blocking to save themselves. But there's a hit, and there's no way out. It's going to be some full damage here.
And already going to put up the pressure right now. Trying to go for the command grab, but Tectal immediately ready. And that was the first time command grab was the option this entire set so far.
Yeah, we've seen some air command grabs, but the ground one, no. Nice up back from Tectal. And honestly, pretty even with the amount of damage that Naoto's took as an assist so far.
You can tell how pensive they want to be and how far away they want to be from each other. One hit changes the entire tide of everything right now. And Tectal is totally content with just getting as much damage on the Naoto assist as possible.
Oh wait, there's the first significant hit for Tectal. Gets the air combo, is going to put him in the corner, but he makes his escape. And nice block on the sandwich, I say that, but gets tagged.
Yeah, I was looking for the burst right there, but did not come out from Tectal. Had enough life to not care about it too much, and wow, Alex didn't convert the combo at first, but now has converted this one, and there is enough meter to kill this character.
Yeah, nice, just great bait on that, taking advantage of it, getting the damage. Gonna call Naoto for the punt, and the extra point is good.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they were playing so passively away from each other, is because that was one hit, and it changed everything at this point. Gonna be able to punish, though, for Tectal. Gonna get full corner carry here.
Yeah, looks like Alex wasn't ready for the spacing there. Oh, gets a counter. Works out. Ruby has to be mindful of trying to swing at Kanji.
Ooh. That was terrifying. That air grab almost caught.
Gunshots. Gets a punish on that. That was super clean. Recognizing that Tectal was trying to blow up the traps using Ruby's shotgun. Didn't quite work out, and now Alex on a big advantage here. Has the mark. Has so much life, big life lead. No resonance on Tectal's side, so he's got to make this as honest as possible for the comeback.
Yeah, that was such a huge dare and so smart for Alex to even like be able to react and everything like that. And yeah, that matchup changed immediately the second Yumi got hit. It started out like it was like, oh man, Naoto's taking a lot of damage. You know, Tectal is navigating this perfectly, and it was just like, well, Naoto's still alive, so it means nothing to me.
Exactly. It's just good to see how well Alex is just like baiting Tectal to do something defensively. Like we've seen a defensive jump C that got like messed up. We've seen some normals come out when he's expecting Kanji to overextend. But Alex has been a really good job of just being like the fishing bait and just putting stuff out there, reeling it back in, but going back and just being ready for it back and forth, which is something that you wouldn't expect from a Kanji, but Alex is showing that he has the power to do that with that character, and it's working out really well.
But a character specialist for a long time. At this point, he's probably figured out every singular possible way that Kanji can be played effectively, and you know, it's a matter of when to use what and where, right? So, and has just an excellent knowledge of that, especially an excellent knowledge of how far away those jump Bs are able to hit. Oh, but the sandwich situation right here, and yeah, that's the scariest part, but luckily a burst was available here for Tectal, so stays away at the very least.
Just great use of the Naoto assist, canceling out a lot of Ruby stuff. So the counter calls have been really good on Alex's side. Tectal not using push block as much right now, wants to save a little bit of bar because you're going to need that to capitalize the damage as much as possible against a character like Kanji consistently. That's a start.
And finally got close enough to be able to 4P without like worry, and that's going to get one hit, but you know, Kanji, he's a healthy boy. How many more hits is it going to take?
Oh, finds a low, gets some hit, jump C, mix up, doesn't quite work with the up back from Alex. And now swapping back up to Yumi, I like that. Use the character that's going to win the neutral out here with the assist package that works out a little bit better for Runaway. What a mix-up!
Cross-up right there. Nice. Yeah, just barely outside of the corner. And luckily, because corners are artificial when you do cross-combo, that's what Alex took advantage of, basically, right? Was the fact that you can actually take an artificial corner rather than a real one.
The mix-up.
I could not see that mix-up.
Not at all. Under cover of lightning, under the darkest night, here comes Alex getting the kill on Yumi. Say goodbye. She got shot, and now she gets put into heaven. Erased from existence, all down to Ruby, who gets unblockable, and that's gonna do it. Bam! Alex takes it 3-1.
Just check the steamroll ability that this team has. It snowballs so hard once it finally gets one good situation. It looks like it's the struggle at the very beginning, right? When you're trying to run away from every other character in the game is Kanji, but the one chance, the one opportunity they get is just massive. It is incredible.
No, 100%. Like that whole last game, it was just like that mark set a ticking time bomb on Yumi, who got a lot of life back. Back being in reserve, but doesn't matter because just one either bad burst or one just situation where Yumi comes out, Alex has 2-bar, singular hit, just get her out of there, and now it's just the quickest, 1 versus 2, and that's the strength that they've shown with this team, and not having skipped a beat with it, and seeing some new stuff with it too. It's been really nice.
Yeah, this is the team that Alex jokes about, people forgetting is the main team because he plays so many characters. But when it shows up in full force.
Yeah, we see here the match, that nice advantage Tectal had with the 2v1 of their own, and that's, the end goal. You want to have Kanji by himself against these two, but then you see have a match like here, where it's just that bait worked out so well, double super to get rid of Yumi, and just Alex not falling prey to the 2v1. That mix-up was so dirty.
Yeah, that was such a smart... That has shades of, old Ruby Gordeau stuff. Because, old Ruby Gordeau used to just create an artificial corner by cross-combo activation and then jumping over you, right? Because the corner's not real, so that means you can actually steal it, which is normally not a function that you can do in this game, aside from Yumi, of course. And so, just using that to great effectiveness. A lot of people aren't ready for it at the time that it comes up. And Alex... moving on this upper bracket, and people that we expect to see in grand finals are now in the lower bracket. Tectal Eastside is going to have to fight Pat Neko just to be able to make it through. But we have now solidified the next section of our upper bracket. It's going to be Zero Shadowblood versus Razzo Sharp. That match is going to be good. I guarantee it. And then Yui versus Alex. Another good match. I guess I can guarantee it all is good.
Hey, any guarantee across the board is good for me because, man, the first few matches have been excellent. Seeing these players really vie for, the top spots for this, especially with the amount of super solid players. It's always a treat. So, NA doesn't disappoint when it comes to this here at the PlayStation Open Series. So I'm enjoying the show so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to just enjoy the show. You can be a part of the show by going to compete.playstation.com and signing up for one of the weekly qualifiers. If you go through the weekly qualifiers and you do well enough, you don't even have to win. You just got to do well enough. You can make it to one of these monthly finals and you can be a part of the show right there. Or, you don't want to go to compete.playstation.com. You can do it in your PlayStation dashboard. All you got to do is go into game, hit that PS4 tournaments button, hit accept, you're good to go. And that is how you can be a part of the show. And
it's entirely free. So, what's stopping y'all? But do your thing, have fun with it, and be part of the action. But the action will have to take a small break, but we will be back shortly for some more upper bracket action here. But don't go anywhere.
I see you. You suck. Please. Get the hell out of here! Pay attention! Better get ready! Time to go down! What's up? Time to get attention! Let's go! Disappear! Get ready! Now talk! Targeting the Tsuchi! Here's a bonus for you!
And welcome back to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series North America April Top 8! I am Raph, and with me is a Bonic Plague, and we got more upper bracket action here for you right now.
Yeah, so we've already seen a couple of matches. One of the people that we thought maybe, grand finals through upper bracket side is currently in the lower bracket right now. It's been a bit of a fight to make it through. You notice a lot of 3-1s, 3-0s. This has not been easy for anybody, but the matches we got going up next are going to be Zero Shadowblood versus Razzo Sharp, and then after that, it's going to be Yui versus Alex. So we actually got a really strong character representation too throughout the rest of this bracket, at least on the upper bracket side. We got a couple of repeat characters when you go down it, but it's going to happen in a tournament no matter what, especially a team game. There's only so many characters.
Yeah, we have two very strong multi-team players in Alex and Razzo. And them being on opposite sides is really fun to see because you're going to have these unique matchups that they're going to go in initially, but they'll have the ability to switch it up. And then if they eventually fight each other, you get to see them switching up them as well. But
while that was grand finals last time, that's not immediately going to happen. Zero Shadowblood is here to stop that possibility.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're going to see the strength of Zero Shadowblood with that strong Suzuno Yumi team who's done such good damage so far. And top seed, looking good here. Has a chance with I think it'll be an upset taking over Razzo, but definitely has the capabilities to do it.
Yeah, well, the chat on the poll was 50-50 here. So they believe in, well, at least, half of them believe in Zero Shadowblood and the other half believe in Razzo Sharp. The only way to tell is by doing the thing, and, well, we are right into it. It's going to be the normal team here for Zero Shadowblood. No differences. Yumi, Suzuno. And then on the other side, though, check this from Razzo. The first set we're going to see all day long, which is surprising considering we did Europe first. But hey, we were not going to have a Seth-free stream. Here he comes on the back with a Yumi assist here. So that's a classic squad, the Kubo team, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is the team that won Evo Japan. This is more than just Kubo that plays it, though, because everybody recognizes its strength. Seth Yumi is a strong shell for sure. Not seeing it so far though. Zero Shadowblood playing this excellently, being able to get around pretty much anything that Seth is doing. The reversal action comes out, but unfortunately it is scouted out by Zero Shadowblood.
Great awareness just to go over, force it to whiff, and take advantage of it. Nice anti-air from Zero Shadowblood with the 2B. Gonna get some nice damage here into the corner, and now he's gonna get a nice safe setup. Baits the counter out. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, even faked the safe jump right there. Not gonna have the bar, but I mean, it's cross combo. Probably another aerial wave should finish it off, right? Yep, exactly.
Wow. Knowing
First
that even
game.
at that point, the only thing that's gonna beat the meaty is the counter, right? But just at that point, calling it out initially, Zero Shadowblood is just so many steps ahead of his opponents so far today, and it shows. Like, I have a feeling that Razzo is going to switch the characters. Yeah, I think after getting blown up like that, you don't want to risk taking a team like that you haven't produced results with yet, especially against one as strong as the Yumi Suzuno by Zero Shadowblood.
Yeah, there's already going to be the switch, just like you were talking about. It's the Hakumen Merkava too. So this is the, I can't say OG because Razzo played before the before Merkava came out, but still, it is pretty close to OG Razzo Sharp team. At least the team that has gotten them so many W's at this point.
Oh yeah, no. Pre BBTAG 2.0, I remember just Merkava being the huge threat. May not be what he was once before, but still something to watch out for. And I'm excited to see how this plays out now that we have another Hakumen on deck.
Yeah, well, I mean, this team has such crazy synergies right now, and already was able to catch Yumi and force the burst, but okay, great assist call. Unfortunately, did not pick the right option to be able to get back down to the ground, and Razzo is going to take advantage of that. Knockdown here on Suzuno, and just tries to get the instant overhead and gets it.
Yep, gonna super, cash out some nice damage here, and it's gonna be the kill. Yeah, the fully charged super, so good from Hakumen.
Yeah, fully charged in resonance too, so it just does even more damage on top of that. It's just a really good situation from Razzo, and it's one of the reasons why this team has so many strong capabilities in conjunction with each other.
Yeah, nice 6P, backing up Hakumen, even though Hakumen got hit. Could get a full combo off that, knock Yumi in the corner. He's gonna set up a mix-up here with the CC. This is looking like a straight Razzo round.
Oh, Yumi fighting out, and wow, just whipping enough things, but unfortunately for Zero Shadowblood, not getting the recovery, and at the very least, got the throw this time. It's gonna build some bar here.
Yeah, it's gonna get a nice safe jump too. Gotta watch out for the counters. No, goes low into the throw. Good from Razzo for the tech. Unblockable? No, not quite.
Oh yeah, trying to set it up, that's the thing.
So yeah, Merkava very good at taking advantage of characters being airborne and hitting his reversal action. Oh, that could have been very dangerous, but luckily it was a hard knockdown. Get hit by the low, coming down. Oh, the jump A on landing. The small drops from Razzo hurting a little bit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately not going to get too much out of that. Razzo Sharp's characters were exponentially healthy, so they're able to deal with it, but the cross-up not phasing Zero Shadowblood, still trying to get advantage here, and this is a never-say-die player. This Zero giving up right now. The clash on the grab, that was sick.
That's crazy. It's not a true grab, right? It's a hit grab, so it's like, hey, there you go. Got the long arm of the law here, getting called out, okay. Force the block.
It is an attack, you can block it, and I mean the defense, well,
wow.
Geez, as soon as I say it too, the defense was so strong from Zero Shadowblood up until that point, but Razzo navigated it just long enough that they didn't have to end up dealing with multiple mix-ups from Yumi, and kept them away, did enough chip, eventually getting the hit, and finishing it off. First game there, Razzo Sharp, or excuse me, one apiece.
One apiece, yep.
Yeah.
First game, indeed for the first game for Razzo Sharp to take, so it's nice to see this back and forth. And I just love players tightening up defensively. Like Zero Shadowblood's shown, like just by the one character by itself. Just a great job of not overextending, picking spots here and there, and just, you know, on defense as well, looking spectacular. So it's shaping up to be an excellent set so far.
Yeah, but the offensive momentum that Razzo was able to make happen, despite the fact that they actually weren't in front of the opponent. They weren't putting them in guard stun in front of they were putting them in guard stun from full screen. And these aren't characters that are like zoners, quote unquote. So like that just shows the excellent navigation of movement and defensive options that Razzo's bringing to the table on top of that, because they know how to, at the very least, not put themselves into a precarious situation and, you know, put their opponents into even more precarious situations.
Yeah. Precarious is the name of the game, a BBTAG, and There's a nice sandwich, forcing the burst out from Razzo. Oh, and the punish with the 4P from Susanoo. That was good.
And that's going to be real strong for Zero Shadowblood because that's going to be in the corner right here, trying to set up the counter. It's going to get blocked. No, that could have been a punish. Didn't work out, but
it worked out in the end for Zero Shadowblood.
And got both bars of meter. This is going to kill Hakumen.
Yeah.
No resonance required.
So here comes Merkava with no bar, level 2 resonance, under pressure here. Can't even get this character off of him.
Oh, God. That is one of the scariest positions to be in.
and that's reversal safe. The gaps between the 4As from Susanoo, he can just hold back and be fine.
Well, the command grab didn't work out for Zero Shadowblood right there. And tried the kidnap just to get the extra damage in the corner carry. But okay, got the grab, gonna kidnap here. This one will actually work.
Yeah, solid damage. Yumi's gonna be at Pixel's health. Defensive grab and the 4P cross under. Looking really good. It's gonna be able to get Susanoo in here and let Yumi get her life back.
God, I mean, just taking as much damage as you possibly can before the knockdown. You know it's not gonna kill, but you may as well put them in the worst position you can. And yeah, the 4As are just gonna keep coming out.
Yeah, either you push block and you get blown up, but the throw with lets Razzo get a chance here. Nice jump C immediately on cross up. That was great. Left, right, up, downs on deck.
Well, unfortunately for Razzo, couldn't get away for long enough. Finally, the jump B from Susanoo is going to find the mark, and Zero Shadowblood is now 2-1 over at the moment. And you hit it right on the money, Raph, when you talked about Zero Shadowblood's defense. That shined through right there excellently the whole way through.
Yeah, it's been great. Like, not just raw blocking. I'm talking about like defensive assist calls, defensive placement on the screen. It's just everything's working out extremely well. And the part of it is just Zero Shadowblood's been making great conversions off of these defensive decisions. And then just capitalizing off the offense that comes from them too. It's been really nice.
Yeah, I guess, when you're a Susanoo player for long enough, you got to learn how to defend, because eventually you're going to get put in blocks on. He's too big not for it to not happen, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah, taking that as far as Zero Shadowblood can. Now on set point, trying to put the previous monthly champion into the lower bracket, and it looks very doable.
We'll see. You got to be scared of a player like Razzo. Locked in to the Susanoo, the Merkava Hakumen. So willing to use this team till the end. Here comes the Hakumen assist, got to respect it. And the CC is gone. Tried to CC to keep the pressure going after, but didn't quite work out. And the 4A from Merkava is going to connect.
And not going to be able to burst any of this damage right here. The mix-up is here, and it was instant overhead. The burst comes out, but Susanoo is now going to take the brunt of this damage that Yumi was going to take in the first place, because at the very least, you keep a character alive, and that's pretty important.
Definitely. Momentum still, though, on Razzo's favor here. Nice. Gets the conversion off of that, right into super. Gonna cash out, and now has to watch out. One hit against Susanoo will take him down. Reversal
to get around it just in time, and then the mix-up and Razzo completely changing the tide of it. You can't block what you can't see, I guess.
Yeah, if you don't want to hold resonance, you don't want to lose your, you don't want to lose your turn, then you're just gonna get knocked out just like that, and 2-2, just like in the quickness.
Okay, well, this is down to the wire right here, as close as it gets. And we're going to see who gets to upper bracket finals on this. This is hard. I mean, the defense is shining through a lot of the time for Zero Shadowblood, but when you get into the situation of it's not reactable, the instant overheads and stuff, then the defense is just guesses at that point. And, well, unfortunately for that round, the guesses were not there. Yeah,
and you see right now, you see Razzo getting back to being comfortable to use reversal actions. Didn't really do them at all, like in these game 2 and game 3. But once you get into this position, knowing that, I think Razzo, when he has like the life lead, is not afraid to just say, hey, you want to make something happen. I'm in a reversal here because you're just really pushing forward. Boom. But that's like that shows the level of comfort that Razzo's playing at. So we'll see how this turns out now that there's momentum on Razzo's side.
All right, well, final game here to figure out who's going to get into the first spot of the upper bracket finals right here. Zero Shadowblood versus Razzo. And this was, I believe, it was a 50-50 on the chat poll, right? So, well, it was as close as the chat could predict and as close as anybody else wanted to look at.
Okay, nice blocks on the overhead. Good start. Oh, but caught reaching. It's gonna get messed up here. Yep, I like that quick super. Avoid a burst and now have the knockdown into the setup.
Yeah, but the overhead connects, but no full conversion off of that. And okay, delay the special.
Got hit after. Super's gonna work. Yo, Razzo, you're so good.
Yeah, that was godlike. But I mean, luckily for Zero Shadowblood, again, it keeps that character alive. But oh no, the 50-50 again, showing up, catching Zero Shadowblood's toes. Oh, and that missed the super cancel.
Okay, no, perfect. And the turnaround. Gonna just force a sandwich. Doesn't really want to make anything of it. Oh, but here comes Merkava. There's still Yumi there. It's gonna blow up Merkava out of there. And now just hanging out in the air.
Yeah, I wonder if that missed super is gonna come back to haunt Razzo, but luckily the second hit is on Tets, tripping Zero Shadowblood up now. Oh, that's gonna be a punish, and not both characters, but it's still gonna hit them both. Oh man.
I love this from Zero Shadowblood. That worked out so well for them, but they're still on so little life. Here comes the switch outs from both players. Yeah, unblockable? No, not quite. Nice push block.
And
gets hit either way.
Maybe trying to jump out. The reversal action on reaction, and no. Not there for Zero Shadowblood though, as Susanoo is gonna go down. Resonance is activated, but yeah, Merkava is in your face and you gotta deal with it. Razzo taking it 3-2, just turning up the gas.
100%. And just the end of it, it's like, no, only I can reversal. Only I can do these ZPs and make them work. You're gonna have to hold that. And like the one time that Zero Shadowblood really goes for it, loses by it. So Razzo just overwhelming offense to finish it there, to make it to the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, and I mean, it was quite the scare there for a moment. You know, we were almost staring down the face of the previous monthly champion to go to the lower bracket, but not the case right there. Cleaning it up, making it happen. There was a big scare, though, in that final round because Razzo was supposed to go to fully charged super like we had seen previously, and actually ended up missing the super input and just getting throw. And so the Susanoo stayed alive in a situation where he should have been dead. But, you know, still, they kept their composure and they stayed nice and vigilant about the whole thing and controlled Zero Shadowblood up until the end.
Yeah, really good. Both players just, you know, playing at their full potential, but then Razzo once, you know, pushed their level past 10, going to 11. Doesn't feel like Zero Shadowblood could really match that. So you saw like the near perfect in that game and then just ending on just the oppression session in the corner here.
Yeah, it's definitely an oppression session for sure. I mean, it was almost a perfect. It looked like it was about to happen, and this is where it was right here. Yeah, drop the super. That may have been a dead Susanoo, but it didn't work out. Gave Zero Shadowblood just a second chance at life here. Unfortunately, not enough versus the champ.
Nope, not quite. But lower bracket is Zero Shadowblood's home now, has a chance here to make it through there, but it's always going to be a tough one, knowing that player like Tectal is there right now.
Well, I mean, they almost took down Razzo at this point. I would not be surprised to see oh, wait, it's not just that Tectal is there right now, it's that they're seeing each other right now. Okay, I see you. I'm sorry, I misunderstood, Raph.
No, that's going to be an excellent match.
That's wild!
That's going to be a crazy match. That's what happens when Alex and Tectal had to fight round one. And seeing that Tectal is in the lower bracket immediately, it's just frightening. Because, like, okay, I got sent to the lower bracket in round two. I'm just going to fight one of the initial people. It's what it is. And then it's Tectal, and you're just like, oh, no. But before we don't even get to worry about that, because we have an excellent matchup with Yui versus Alex coming up next to see who faces Razzo in the upper bracket finals.
That's right. And I mean, again, that was grand finals last month, was the Alex versus Razzo, and Yui here to try and put a cog in that whole thing, trying to stop it from happening. Chat believes in Yui 55%. It's pretty close. I do believe Alex usually has the upper hand, or at the very least places more often than Yui. But, you know, it's a new day, new tournament, and we have seen some differences, at the very least in EU. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some differences in North America at some point here.
Hey, never surprised, and I feel like Yui has a lot of her crew, cheering for her, trying to push her up and get that confidence level up. And that's always the fun part, right? Especially when you're not very common in these events, is you might bring along with you the squad that is just make it a point to say, we don't care who gets top 2 or first place time after time. This is the Yui show, and you're all gonna have to watch.
Of note, I mean, Alex again on the main team from the get-go. It seems to be all business today, and it's just surprising to me. We usually see Yosuke or we see a Blitz tank or something just as like a warm-up, and then eventually Naoto has to come out if some things are getting bad, and this is how things could possibly get bad.
Oh, that's a big counter hit. Beautiful awareness, right? You see a counter hit opportunity, 5B into the B of punch is huge. Unfortunate drop, and now Alex gets a chance to play again. No unblockable, but pressure's on. Oh, what a whiff punish.
Yeah, that cool attack working out beautifully, but okay, counter hit here for Yui, gonna be able to push to the corner, and yeah, trying to keep themselves not even safe, right? And then the command grab. So the pressure is safe from Yui, or at least as safe as she can possibly make it. And then, finally just turning up the gas once they get in. However, not in right now, gonna get the hit.
We have a double super available. This should be a Dashi going down. Yeah,
the
just
reset.
Like that. Oh, it's tough. It's hard out there if you're not cognizant of it, and Alex just turned a bad situation into a beautiful one.
Oh,
wow.
And the trap actually hitting Chie on the back line. That was, well, you want to talk about unfortunate. I'd say that's also unfortunate.
Dude, backdashes, though. How often do you see a good backdash really working out? That was nice.
There's a lot of life, actually, for Yui. This is not impossible. And, especially not after a hit. Unfortunately, Resonance is going to run out here pretty soon. So the burst, yeah, prevalent. EX Cruel attack to put the pressure on and finally getting the hit.
Yeah, that was just, again, Alex doing a good job of it, of being airborne, little steps, and people just kind of press buttons into it. They have to be cognizant that Alex is calling stuff out. Yo, the 2B, the counter, try to punish this. Here comes Resonance. Yep. Anti-Agony Astra, forcing the block. Nice push block, though.
Ooh, that was scary. Almost went into the clutches of Alex. Got a hit here, just fully charging things to make it as scary as possible. Finally, the push block is available, and yeah, there's no health left for Yui. One mistake was gonna do it, and that's exactly what happened, as Alex is gonna get the charge Thunderbolt to take the first game.
That was incredible. Like, you gotta think, it's like, Chie is so good at using that, like the jump C. It's like, okay, there comes the persona from Chie. Here's a giant hitbox that it's hard to get around, but like, Kanji's like, hold my drink, I got the range, and just slams it down. And seeing that, just, again, just that the matchup awareness, really good from Alex to realize that and capitalize that exact moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice part about when you play a character for a long time, is you recognize the angles that you can do an anti-air with, or, try to stop somebody's approach with another button, right? Like, Thunderbolt is only slightly meant to be an anti-air, not nearly as much as, say his anti-air grab or his 2B.
Yeah.
It is good at that range in particular, that range from very far away, and Alex knew that. Alex used it to great effectiveness and, well, caught the Tomoe.
Drop the thunder, drop the lightning, and it's gonna be up a game here in this set. But Yui's been matching that pace extremely well, been capitalizing that huge damage. But now Alex might be getting a little comfortable here. Let's see. Oh, misses the anti-air grab, but still finds a hit. Crush him.
Yeah, that reset's not gonna work if maybe twice. I guess it can work twice, if you mix it up enough, but definitely harder after the first time. And again, this is the second time this happened, and it's the second time the combo dropped.
It's a little trickier in the corner, I feel like. B into the Herculean punch, but Yui busts out. Here comes the Dragon Kick, gonna CC to keep her safe. Gunshots, Atom Smasher.
Yeah, that was super smart, because you don't want to have to block the gunshots afterwards, because it's going to be much harder to punish, right? You may as well jump up and get the damage where you can.
Gets both! Dropkick Central, and what a conversion. Oh my gosh. From one wall to the other. Alex, you're crazy! And that's gonna do it. Punt.
And gets the punt, and that's how Persona 4 actually ended,
That's why they call him Pun.
Nice puns, yeah.
Alex's other name if y'all ever hang out in the other events, as well as just hanging out in BBTAG chats. It's funny too, because like Alex is the only person I know who plays this game and is just like not on social media. So you will never find this person only on Twitch or in events, and that's what I love. It's unique. It's kind of refreshing in a way, right?
I guess that depends on the person. Yeah, for sure. It's got to be nice for them. It's definitely less stressful for most people. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Could you imagine not scrolling through social media every minute of every hour?
I've gotten real good at not doing it. As of recent. So I'm starting to understand the power. But yeah, so Alex up 2 right now, and Yui is starting to really think about what could come to pass here. And okay, so she switched to Yumi for a moment, and then she went right back on over to Adachi. She's like, okay, never mind, this is fine. I can do this. And she's gotten a happy birthday several times. It's just been a couple of drops, and I feel like if she cleans that up, things could change exponentially. Yeah, especially with this team.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen like the blocks on the bursts into a free counter hit combo, but just those little drops consistently just turn the tide in Alex's favor. So hopefully tighten up a little bit, make it count. And now game 3 on deck.
Ooh, and a beautiful anti-air to be able to defeat the burst, and then gets the full conversion right here. Look at the damage, just solo.
Yeah, knowing that Naoto's on deck in the back command grab. It's going to connect and gets the extension off the A grab. That works out pretty well. Burst bait again. Now Chie is going to have to take the brunt of this.
Yeah, it was all to save Adachi, unfortunately. And I mean, at the very least, your character isn't dead. So I guess there's that. But now your character's definitely dead.
Now, yeah, that's a wrap. Oh, wait! The air super misses. Immediate Algiastra to create space with Zio, but the counter from full screen put that Zio away. Beautiful reaction there from Alex.
Oh no, that could be a bad situation right there, but luckily the crash is going to be able to hit, and there's no life for this Adachi. And okay, here we go. One mix-up to finish this character off now that they're in.
Oh, gotta block all this pressure. He's got no life, but the reversal at the last second works.
I can't believe Adachi is still in and still alive. Like, what?
Oh my gosh, any little thing will finish the job. And that's it.
Beautiful. Alex was able to get around the Zeodyne, got the hit on Adachi, and now it is just Chie by herself, all by her lonesome. The meteors coming out, but yeah, the counter has proved so effective versus the meteors, and I mean, that is its job, right? It's supposed to get around that kind of thing, and it does exactly that.
And there's just littered traps here. There's a lot of bar here for Yui, but can't even get space to Agniastra. Power charges and gets shot for her troubles.
Yeah, I mean, power charge is one of the few ways that she was going to be able to make something happen due to the extra damage that it would provide, but Alex just littered the screen with so much and made it so difficult to even breathe, regardless of being at full screen, and was able to take it off of that.
Yeah, just again that huge lead that you're allowed once you have the 2v1, especially with a character like Naoto. Even like little things that Alex did. So even when there was 2v2, we saw like the Adachi full screen calling the dragon kick assist, the 6P from Chie. The dragon kick would come out, Chie would land, Alex would just put a trap right under Chie. So as soon as there tried to be an active switch, she would get hit. So it was just this incredible awareness of where to put these traps, how these characters will land, and where they will be at. So just incredible matchup awareness and, a good showing from Alex overall.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. Alex is going to be moving on to the upper bracket finals, like we talked about just a bit ago, and we do now have the repeats of last month, but this time it's only the upper bracket finals. It's not just the grand finals yet. Which, I mean, it's still a possibility that the two could meet, but we can't count out anybody in the lower bracket as of yet.
Oh, no, for sure. So the threat of all these amazing players who made it through here. Yui had solid moments, right? Made some good stuff count. It's just, the 2v1 is always really hard. But showing, like, how strong they were in, like, their first game of the upper bracket in the round 1. So definitely have opportunity to make it far here. The goal is at least to get to that 4th place, start getting a little bit of that awesome prize, but you want to get to the top at the end of the day.
And, well, we can see how the bracket has gone so far. So Zero, Shadowblood, and Tectal still playing. Yui is going to be fighting True Care. And then our upper bracket finals, the one that we're going to see here pretty soon, is going to be Razzo, Sharp, and Alex, the repeat.
Yeah, those are going to be some excellent matches to see, and just again the testament of how stacked and amazing the tournament's been so far. And if you yourselves at home want to compete and be a part of the action, you check out compete.playstation.com. Go ahead and sign up for the weekly qualifying events. If you do well enough, you don't have to win, but you just have to place well. You can make it to the monthly finals where you can be in this top 8 and be on this broadcast if you have the right stuff. Or if you don't want to go online to that website, you can do it through your PlayStation console. Through the game's menus, you can actually find the ability to register for the event where it will alert you through your PlayStation of when it's your time to play.
Yeah, convenient, no cost to you, and you have a chance at winning some prize money through all of that convenience as well. And, while you guys either check that out or just take a breath until we get into this upper bracket finals, because you're going to need it. We are going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with more BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Hey, thanks for bearing with us on that break right there. Before we get into the upper bracket finals for the PS4 Tournaments Open Series, we have, well, a repeat of our grand finals for the upper bracket this time, and it is going to be two names that you're familiar with in terms of North American Open Series. It is Razzo Sharp and Alex.
Yeah, Razzo Sharp taking a close set over Zero Shadowblood, having to take it to the next level to surmount the West Coast Warrior, but solidified their spot here in the upper bracket finals. And then Alex with a 3-0 over Yui to claim their spot here. So now they are in the prize position, and now they're going to be vying against each other to see who will be in that upper bracket part of the grand finals.
Yeah, so the thing that we mentioned a bit earlier, actually I think you specifically mentioned it, was that both of these players have a cavalcade of characters. They have a ton of different teams that they can go to, and it is a toss-up on which one they might choose on that given day. So grand finals, we saw a little bit of the Neapolitan from Alex, and we saw a bit of the same from Razzo, where they specifically went to the Hakumen Merkava at the end of that, and obviously a very effective team. And it has not stopped being effective despite the nerfs. It's just only a slight bit less effective. That's it.
Hey, you can nerf the team, but you can't nerf the player. Razzo just getting better and better as time goes on, so it's really nice to see. So it's going to be fun to watch how this set can progress and what we'll see inevitably. If it'll be some more surprises like there were last month during the grand finals or not. But I really feel like it'll be the Naoto Kanji to start things off. Yeah, okay. And we're not pulling any punches. We're going for their main squads here.
Yeah, it is surprising how all business these two have been throughout the whole tournament. It's the closest thing to not being business was the Seth Yumi, and I feel like Razzo probably had picked that, not because they were not business at that moment, but instead because they thought it was the best option at the time. Yeah. That's one of the things that people with a lot of characters do, is they pick things based on what they feel is the best option at the time. And I mean, hey, these two are like, it's main team time, and this is all it is. So, first match of the upper bracket final getting underway. Alex versus Razzo Sharp. Here we go.
Right, first blood, Razzo getting that pressure going. The range is going to be a big help here for Razzo, especially against the Kanji. The 6P from Naoto can help a bit, but she's not like impervious, right? So you see, like, just like that, the Hakumen dealt so much damage. She already lost half her life because she cannot reach his assist.
Yeah, and his assist just plows through any other projectile on screen at the same time. So it's just a big cavalcade of projectiles going on left and right, trying to stay away right now and doing as much assist damage as possible. We saw this earlier versus Alex, and unless you get the kill on the point character, you have to make it happen, otherwise Alex definitely comes back.
No, not going to get much of a chance here probably to do that. No comebacks. I mean, this Naoto has the ability to just wipe out total characters, but without a lot of that bar. And a lot of that, it's going to be a little rough here as, Razzo is just making his way slowly but surely. Get that punish,
they're going to be able to punish easy money. Razzo, I mean, there's no bar for this to kill, but it should be cross raid to finish it off. It does, okay. And that's going to be first game. Razzo navigating the game plan that a lot of other people were having trouble with so far so well. And I mean, I feel like that, has to do with the angles that these two can toss projectiles and how strong the projectiles are for them as well. Because before, the projectiles from other players were coming from the same angle as the Naoto gunshots, right? Which there's a lot of Naoto gunshots. They blow anything else out of the water a lot of the time. However, Merkava shoots fireballs at an angle up in the air. He's not dealing with those gunshots on the ground.
Yeah, and then he protects the Hakumen assist to charge up because Naoto's not shooting a beam. So those bullets just get blocked by Merkava, and there's no way really that Kanji's going to be able to hit the Hakumen assist on the back end. So that kind of shows a little bit of a weakness of the team, if not being able to full screen deal with both characters, especially when Razzo is just going to counter call the Naoto assists. And this is going to have to force Alex to CC more to protect the Naoto from taking as much damage.
Let's show them our strength.
All right, game number 2, and this is all on Alex being able to try to figure out how to get around that exact moment, right? How to stop the Hakumen 6P. And I wonder if maybe just, it's not the projectiles, but maybe just moving farther forward, right, to try and get him as close as possible. Gonna find out here in just a sec.
All right. So round start, Alex not pushing too hard. Just want to rely on the Naoto to kind of help out. Oh, nice reversal is going to get both characters on this. Because it started off a reversal, it's all red life. So at the very least, it is recoverable, but it's still a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Naoto is just going to be on life support at this point, and she is going to need a lot of help to be able to get that life back. 11k to start it out, and now the sandwich situation back at it, but Alex blocking. Going to be able to get hit on Rakava. This is extremely important.
Yeah, it's big damage, but Alex with no bar here, so it's going to be a little rough in that regard. And since we're calling Naoto so much, she's not really been healing too much. So when she comes in, after this inevitable kill, okay, no, she has a meaty. Kanji's still alive, but barely. Can't even super, though. That's the scary part. Not that you would want to super Merkava here. Oh, thank you for the freebie. I'll sever your thread of fate. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, okay, look at the life total for Razzo. This is very much a doable comeback because, if anything, Razzo is in the lead by life total and by health, but you could put a mark on him. There it is.
Yeah, I respect that. Has to still build up a second bar. No Kanji assist gonna get called, so he's not gonna die. And, yep, Naoto avoids it.
Yeah, well, you know, they had so much extra bar from the resonance, they may as well use it, and it didn't get him killed, so... You know, but they got the hit here.
That's gonna work with the low, and now here comes Naoto, not a distinct advantage. Punishes the push block. Beautiful awareness there with the sequence. Catching Alex trying to press after push blocking, no dice, and now Razzo's up 2-0.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for them to do, was that comeback was totally possible due to the fact that they had so much health and so many resources. Even if the resonance was over, the resources remain of at least 5 bar, right? So you still have 5 bar to work with, whether it be EXs, whether it be special attack cancels for Hakumen, whether it be supers. And there was hardly any life on the side of Alex, so any wrong mistake was going to kill a character, and any wrong mistake did.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I like the position of marking Hakumen, but at the same time, that might have been like a resource that could have been better spent because you were so low on meter and not really able to build it, especially having to push block as much. So having like that extra bar could have assisted for a more like setting up a clean kill without having to rely on the specific part of Naoto. But I mean, it is a lot of little factors in there either way.
Well, we're going to see the character switch here from Alex. It's actually going to be Yosuke Labras, which we've seen maybe, twice total from Alex throughout the Open Series in particular. I could be wrong about that number, but it hasn't been often.
I don't know about this. Like, the Labras assists aren't really going to be a lot beneficial from a far distance. Like, she can throw out the little orb that can catch and get a combo off of it, but it's just a single projectile, slow startup. So... I don't know if that's the kind of thing you want to bring into this battle here, but at least Yosuke is a good addition with that mobility.
I think it's not actually the projectile being thrown for the assist. I think the assist that Alex is going towards is the 4P because it has some of the highest verticality out of any of the other assists. That might be one of the reasons why they're going towards it.
Oh no. Try to keep from getting hit by Hakumen. So instead of just getting hit and taking a combo, use up all their bar for that.
Yeah, and Razzo Sharp is going to take that all the way to the bank because now you're also in Gray Axe on top of that. Labras is going to do no damage. Well, now that they're in assist, it's okay. But, punish on the reversal action.
Yeah, that B-slash got blown up. Very smart from Razzo, knowing the matchup really well there.
Trying to catch Yosuke as well as he can.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Air to air. Counter. Drop him down. That was great. And now here comes the sandwich. There's at least meter for a burst if need be. Gosh. All these swaps. Counter again, oh my god! Hotaru, nice block.
Yeah, I was specifically trying to catch the throw, but now you've caught Alex trying to B-slash everywhere, left and right. Razzo, they have had an excellent game plan versus B-slash or Moonsault in particular, and Yosuke didn't end up being as effectual as the start of the game. At the very beginning, Yosuke did a lot of work, but then Razzo was able to just stop all the V-slash, all the moonsaults, and got all the damage that they needed to be able to take it.
I mean, that was honestly just Yosuke by himself. Like, Labras was there to take damage, and that was really it, unfortunately. So, I like seeing Alex bring out a new squad and try something different, but at the same time, I just don't think that team was it. Like, Yosuke, I think, would have been a great pick, but, you know, it's what it is. Made an attempt, Razzo ran it over, and now Razzo's in grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, Razzo looking as strong as they usually do throughout the whole of the Open Series right there. For good reason, you can see it, just the proof is in the pudding, the proof is in their play. And it's just hard to get around them regardless of what characters they pick. You know, this time they've been pretty all in on the Hakumen Merkava today, except for, you know, 2 matches or so. But it has looked as crispy as ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I just love it. Not trying anything different, just going with, hey, this team has been really good for me so far today. I'm clicking with it, it's making it work, and, you know, really, overall, despite little hiccups there, just the clutch factor is always strong, and the matchup knowledge, I think, has progressed a bit for Razzo as well, so it's going to be extra hard to really bust out some weird squads to take advantage of, you know, the knowledge checks.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't knowledge check an instant overhead right there, especially not one from so far away. That one's just a guess. And Razzo Sharp 3-0, so we're going to be seeing... Okay, we do have some updates. So, Yui took it 3-1 over True Care, and then Zero Shadowblood and Tectal has not been reported on just yet, so we don't know who Yui is going to end up facing in that West versus East battle.
I am not surprised to have a match like Zero Shadowblood versus Tectal going the distance. You know, so we saw like the Yui match was 3-1. This one, I could see it being a 3-2. Both exceptional players, and we've seen Zero Shadowblood's defense, so that can prolong a lot of those matches, making them, you know, down to the wire. So it's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see who of the two make it out there and have to fight Yui. But Alex is waiting in the lower bracket final side for any of those folks, and you know, they have plenty of time to nurse their wounds and, you know, bounce back and see if they can't try something different against Razzo, who has just plenty of time here to chill and get prepared for whatever comes next.
Yeah, so we did get word that the matchup that is happening off stream between the two is, I believe they said it was in Game 5, so no surprise there between those two competitors, that they're incredibly strong and to the best within their areas, right? Zero Shadowblood coming out of California and Tectal coming out of Georgia. And they have been just so strong in not only the Open Series, but outside of these brackets as well. And so not exactly surprising to hear that they're going the distance, and especially not with the way that Zero Shadowblood has been playing today. Zero Shadowblood almost taking down the champ. I mean, I don't even know how to call that. I can't guess. I really can't.
That's true. It's like I said, that's why that match, right, that's happening off stream is going down to like the wire with how strong they've been playing. But Tectal, you know, getting sent to the lower bracket, like, off the bat, right? It's something that kind of drives you, because it's like, I can't go out like this. I have standards. I've always make at least top 3 or top 4. Going 0-2 in a top 8 is just not Tectal's style. So now we have to see like one of these amazing players get knocked out here at the 5th place. It's just
so it looks like Tectal was able to take the match right there. So unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the run for Zero Shadowblood. But that means we are going to be seeing Yui versus Tectal Eastside, and so that's going to be Shie Adachi versus probably Ruby Yumi. Yeah, I want to assume, but there are other characters for Tectal. There have been other characters throughout the years. Although this is kind of the one that he has probably settled on, I would say.
I would see we're going to see that out of there, and I mean it's going to be a great matchup nonetheless. So I was saying, like, Tectal has their standards, and Tectal, he's here competing against Yui. You know, I would have loved to see Zero Shadowblood keep going the distance, but man, it's a tough draw when you got to go against Tectal Eastside. Super hard bracket.
And it's definitely not easy.
So we're just setting up the match right quick. We'll hop right into it. Both players are ready, and here we go.
That fast. Okay, so yeah, the characters that we are expecting from Yui, I did see the Shie Adachi. I'm trying to think of what other characters she might even play, if she does play any other characters at all. I don't think so. And then right there for Tectal, same characters as well.
if I take a look at alternative team characters, not available. Yui doesn't have something else she goes with. She just rocks a Chie Adachi, laughing all the way as she erases all of your life in mere seconds. So don't blame her for sticking to this team.
And so we're going to see who is going to have the pleasure of finding Alex there in the lower bracket finals. Already starting out pretty strong there for Yui. He was able to get both characters, but another drop right there. And that's kind of been the unfortunate part for Yui throughout this open series today, is just a lot of drop on the combo when she finally gets something.
And I want to see her turn those drops into drop opportunities. Make it count. Or at least, tighten up. Go for something a little bit simpler that you can hit and then you're comfortable getting. But right now, the sandwich, though, from Tectal. Nice switch, but the push block at least saved Adachi a little bit.
Gonna be able to get the super, not in time for before the burst, but at least you get the damage on Chie now, because those life totals are... Whoa! Sorry, I was not
Those
ready
life
for that
totals are
2v8
very
on that
low. Okay, here's that full screen pressure here. It's Adachi again. Try to run up. Thought he had a chance of punishing the BZO, but just hesitated just a little too much. Bursting out of pressure, I like that.
Yeah, burst on block is not a commonly used tactic for a lot of people, and they forget how strong it is. Bursting on block is actually incredible.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And it's something that's gonna probably save Tectal a little bit. Adachi's still in. We've seen Yui leaving this character. Ab Smasher. Can she block? Yes, she can. Killing Adachi, but nice tech counter to get out. And an immediate burst. So now, dangerous territory here for Solo Chie.
Try to use the 5B right there just to be able to put the pressure on, but Resonance is going to allow for them to get away, and she's putting on the pressure, trying to use Agni Astra to the best effectiveness, but now you have to mix up the Yumi to be able to get the damage here, and double!
Double! It recovers so fast. You have to be mindful of it. Here comes Agni Astra, gonna get a hit. This should be it. Finish the job. EX Dragon Kick, not even. Wow, Yui with the huge comeback.
She remained nice and composed, just, took what Tectal gave her and ran away with it, I mean, we saw that Tectal specifically tried to reversal action out of the meteors, and that was to the biggest detriment, right? You probably wanted a push block, but maybe it was just a little bit too early, I want to assume. If not that, then that was it was definitely a choice that was made.
Yeah, it happens. You feel like you made the right decision. All of a sudden, Agni Astra starts slapping you in the face. You get hit by a sky full of meteors, and Chie runs away with the bag. So nice stuff. As Yui going up 1 in what I feel like is going to be another long set here.
Could very well be the way that one went. Real close, and I mean, every time I just see Chie Adachi, I go like, this could just be a wash in about 2 seconds. It has the possibility, but all the players so far, and Tectal especially, as we can see, have been navigating around that team dynamic so much that he has not been worried about just straight up dying to the Chie Adachi stuff.
Yeah, it's always nice. Even there, like the Agni Astra comes out using the air actions that Ruby has available, punishing the counter that time. That was big. Those counters that were coming out really cost Tectal that last game. So if those get punished correctly, that's going to be very good for them. Nice jump C, converts and blocks and punishes the burst. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was just all solid from Tectal, just basically knowing at every point what to do. And now only about half life on either character, getting opened up low, and this should be death before the burst can come out. No, didn't go into super, still gonna push the burst though.
Punishes either way, so it doesn't matter if you got your burst back. Now you're gonna lose the Chie instead, and Adachi's gonna come in bleeding.
Yeah, characters on life support right now. Only level 2 resonance too, so not gonna be able to get a ton of the resources back. The jump B! And another cross up on the jump B, finally the low end. Okay, Yui is feeling herself something fierce. Maybe a little too much, to be honest.
Yeah, as soon as you block the 5C, it's like, well, my fun and games are over, and just like that, Tectal ties it up 1-1 off of a great block. That was the first 5C we saw out of Yui. Even though it's only been 2 games, that was the first one to come out. Reactions though from Tectal, just beautiful, taking advantage, taking their turn and making it count.
Yeah, and so one apiece right now. That was much more solid from Tectal. A little bit easier to navigate around things. Obviously, that's been the staple so far from the get-go, was the movement from Ruby being able to stay at the top of the screen, avoid Agni Astra, because I mean she can only angle it one particular way at a time, right? So you just get out of that range and you start doing teleports, you're away from the mix-up. left and right.
You avoid that, just super jump. You have that capability, then, you know, that's just 2 meters you just got out of your opponent for free. That's 2 push blocks. That's a power charge. It's all those little things. But at the same time, you said it before, Tectal hasn't given an opportunity for a power charge, hasn't got hit in a meaningful way to let Yui really pop that super and erase a character. So, you know, if you're hindering that, it takes a big chunk out of what this team can do for Yui.
Well, seeing how Yui's gonna have to adjust to this right here, right now. And oh no, that's super unfortunate. Only catching the assist with the reversal action right there, meaning Tectal now has Yui at the mercy of his mix-up.
Oh boy, there's just the raw jumping, waiting for maybe a counter. And now we double CC, but the 6P from Adachi working beautifully, and now there's full damage on this Yui. Whoa! Whiffed! Unfortunate drops. Yui's luck is a little bit rough here.
Just a barely too far forward right now and already back into neutral. And this is one of the hard parts, is now getting away from Ruby and getting into a position where you can set Shie up.
Had to push block
so
twice.
fast.
So much push block because of the threat that happens from that Yumi 5P. One of the best assists in the game.
Yeah, wow, was actually able to hit the character out. Just gonna stick under right there, the Zeodyne, but eventually getting opened up low. Ooh, gonna
punish too? Okay.
Okay, Heat Riser knockdown is what they're going for. So yeah, not the safe jump type knockdown, but Heat Riser to get the extra damage, right? Because now that the buff is on Adachi, he gains more damage on every hit. Oh, well, it's gone.
Oh, yep. That 5P coming through again. And like Yui used up so much meter to get out of the pressure with those push blocks. I don't know if they want to keep using that bar like that, but now they're at 0. It's going to get some damage, but it's nothing really meaningful.
But jumps over the Ruby super rather than just trying to take it at the furthest point and punish. That left Ruby live when, you know, she could have died there. Yui's going to have to be able to catch this character now up close and personal with the Heat Riser block string.
Okay. And Dachi not having really great anti-airs. 2B is very situational and but high risk. And the reversal doesn't really work too well for that, but finds a hit with the jump in, that jump B working dividends. And now Blam gets the Heat Riser and eliminates the Yumi.
Yeah, sets up that dragon kick, trying to get the 50-50 mix up here, and smartly the push blocks and smartly the jump backs. Yeah, you can tell Tectal knows and has trained responses versus these things.
At the cost of all this bar, but still gonna build up a little bit with the, oh no, the chase down with the resonance. Adachi trying to get out, but Yumi's like, no, you come here.
Yeah, just gets the knockdown right here. Gonna go for Agni Astra. Is that run over there fast enough? No, not fast enough.
Good block,
which is surprising for Ruby.
EX Dragon Kick. Chie still has air actions after it, so not a bad idea to get that chip damage from it. Agni Astra, now it's getting just one hit. Can Yui find it to go up 2-1?
I mean, Yui's doing a good job of draining that bar from Tectal on push blocks, but the problem is we're in Rampage time, right? Tectal's just gonna get all that bar back.
Yeah, and so is Yui though. Gonna have more Agni Astras in the low. No push block, gets hit by the 2A. And now Yui up 2-1 off of these solo Chies. Very nice.
Solo Shihai has been both wins, hasn't it? Actually,
yep,
now that I think about it.
That has been the set, both wins.
Agni Astra is really strong. You know, of course you can push block Chie, so it sounds like it's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't care about that. I can just push block it and Chie doesn't mix me up, right? But then you realize, wait, I spent like 3 bars versus her 2. Oh, this is a problem because I don't have any meter anymore. Now I can't push block the next Agni Astra.
And those level 4 resonance meteors, that's just so much chip. So you push block, but you still take incremental damage. That's why you saw Tectal there with just a pixel. At the end of it, it's like, what do? You push block, but you still can't win.
And already the sandwich set up. Yui maybe in the best position, but there's the burst on block. Again, super strong option on block. Oh no.
They should punish this. No! With the Rekkas didn't work out, and now big hit here from Yui. Tectal gonna pay the price for that and get knocked down to a setup.
Yeah, cross slash ender is real scary to have to deal with. And there's the cross combo activation. Not a lot of, cross combo hasn't really got a lot of mileage for Yui so far. And unfortunately now Yui has lost the pressure.
Tectal with some meter here. It's gonna get a setup. Gets the grab. Tomori comes out, doesn't matter. She has to leave as Adachi's gonna take a nice chunk of damage from that grab. into another setup.
Ooh, okay,
gets out.
just gets out. Wow, that's surprising, yeah. Oh, and Adam Smash is going to catch the teleport? That was so smart from Yui.
Oh, the mix-up from the 6P from Chie. No full combo from that. And now Chie is stuck in the corner here against these two. How will Yui make the escape? Okay, off the back of that, really nice. Taking a lot of damage on Yumi.
Yeah, just beating that Yumi assist up. But okay, this is going to be unburstable because it's just, just before the burst is coming back. And that has changed everything again for Tectal.
We've seen these solo Chie comebacks. Here comes the Agniastra with the 4P with the snipe. You mentioned that verticality over earlier today, and that just worked out really well. Combo off of counter hit Snowbird. Yo, Tectal, that was sick.
Yeah, gonna spend the extra aerial rave on not only the corner carry, but running that resonance out, and now Yui no longer gaining meter passively at this point. It's all on a couple of Agniastras. That was the last one for now.
If Ruby comes in, leaves, playing that full screen game. Both players with no bar here, so Yui's got to find a way. Oh, but gets hit by 5P from Yumi, and it's going to tie it up 2-2. That 2v1 advantage working dividends, especially when that Chie has no bar.
Yeah, that hit was off of an air backdash too. That was like Yui's attempt at getting away and kind of baiting out the assist, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too close, especially because that Yumi assist, it lunges her forward. So she does actually get to catch up a lot of the time, and when you're in the middle of an air dash, you cannot block. And Yumi just took care of the job there.
Yep, that 5P just so good. So now we get out into another final set here. I know Tectal just finished up one against Zero Shadowblood. I feel like Tectal's going to have like the most games played in this top 8 compared to like any other top 8 for finals. Just for the sheer fact of how far they've come along and just running that loser's lower bracket run.
Yeah, this is like an endurance test for him, actually. You know, just how much gas you have left in the tank after so many, 3-2s and what have you, right? It's hard to deal with, but if it's somebody that could do it, I feel like Tectal is one of the biggest because of the lineage, the legacy that he has had within anime fighting games, right? He's been doing this for a long time, so.
And luckily, they're at home as well. So Tectal could just be like, dang, take a walk around their room, stretch a little bit, feel good, comfortable to your own home, and just bring it back. Look at that pressure already. Half-Life gone on Chie. Has to bring in the Adachi. Doing the BZO, but nice push block. Tectal not afraid to use that bar to keep that distance.
Yep, just gonna chill out, knows that the mix-up cannot possibly come up because there was no cross gauge at the time of all the laser beams.
Oh my gosh. That's why Adachi doesn't use his gun, because he just knows he can just blast with the AZO from that distance and be safe. Here comes that pressure, and look how much life that Ruby lost.
Yeah, I mean, that Adam Smasher was really well placed, and now the Agniastra catching the hard tag, yeah, forcing the burst just to save Ruby, gets the counter hit, but yeah, I wouldn't have been ready for it either, I understand.
The thing is, like, when you see Yumi's 5B, it's always a gap, no matter what option she chooses. So I see Yui trying to challenge it, but losing to it, but now this is a huge advantage for Yui, who gets tagged off the meaty.
And then the reset in the very middle of it, so that means the combo damage starter was 2C. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Oh, but finds a way out, nice forward tech. But the jump in, this is gonna be Adachi going down.
And not a lot of life though for Tectal's characters in the middle of it. Cross combo comes out to try and save, and yeah, to set up the sandwich. That is an aerial rave starter, so there is no scaling here.
And the cross raid's gonna do it. What a great mix. Getting through with the Ruby, doing the EX low projectile launcher that is one of the strongest part of Yumi's repertoire, comes through, and you might be expecting like a switch as well, because they're forcing it to be a left-right mix-up as well. So that was just a nice big hit, worked out. Tectal advancing to the lower bracket finals, eliminating Yui, who takes 4th place today.
Well, that's still going to be some money in Yui's pocket, so congrats to her, but Tectal wanting a larger chunk of that pie, going on and going to be facing Alex there in the lower brackets. So yeah, as you see right here, this was the oppression session that Tectal had up in the corner in the first game. Seemed pretty good. And then, as time went on, Yui was just making things happen, and this is where they started to feel themselves maybe just a little bit too much right there.
And then just Tectal's like, that's cute, but what if I block? And like, whoa, blocking wins games. Always finding a way to take your turn. But then, like I said, Yui just on the back of some clutch Chie comebacks made it count. All the games came down to just Chie by herself. Even the ones that Yui lost, she had just a Chie by itself and almost worked out in some of those final games, but Tectal just always staying solid, did a great job of it to take the set.
Yeah, there was a couple of unfortunate drops there, though, for Yui. You saw in a couple of the clips that, maybe left too much damage on the table, allowing Tectal to just feel nice and okay about everything. And yeah, you can see right here another beautiful Atom Smasher. This time not only catching Ruby, but also, Tectal's Yumi. And that was kind of learned throughout the set as Yui kept playing. She wasn't originally doing that from game one. And then I don't know how you were supposed to block that. I didn't know what side it was on.
Not at all. And then you get hit by that move, and it's just such a strong move to deal with. And just converting off it very well. Tectal looking good here. And now gets to the run back. Lost to Alex at the onset of this event to begin their round one, match. So they get the run back here in lower bracket finals. Winner of this faces Razzo. So there is a lot on the line here, not just the money, but there is just that resolution of like, I may lose to you once, but I'm going to turn this around and turn this into my W. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
So sometimes the want for vengeance is a little bit stronger than the want for anything else. And we can see if that's going to show up for Tectal. Alex, I wonder if just going to stick with the kanji, Naoto as throughout the whole tournament has been, except for the one game versus Razzo in the chat, looking at it, 66% in on Alex right now. And the last time these two fought was very apparent, right? There's a reason why this person is lower bracket at this point.
Yeah, that's a safe wager I would take as well. But, Tectal showing their strength off of just these like close sets. I feel like they still have plenty of gas in the tank, and they have the warm-ups and just that experience through all this to really make it a different match than we saw originally. So I'm excited to see what adjustments they made, because that's what it's going to come down to is how Tectal plays this out. Can Tectal get like a significant win that forces like maybe a character switch, maybe make things a little easier for themselves, or put Alex on the back foot? We'll find out as we get into our lower bracket finals here at the PlayStation Tournament April North America Monthly Finals.
Yeah, so right here, we're looking to find who's going to fight Razzo in the upper bracket the grand finals. We had not seen Tectal play Razzo, obviously, because, lower bracket round one from Alex right here. But Alex, I know, wants that run back, because it's not just the run back from today, it's the run back from several other tournaments at this point.
Yeah, they've faced each other countless times. There's been good back and forth between the two. It's never readily apparent who will take it, but for now, we will see who will take it in April. Let's go. Game number one.
All business here for Alex. Right back to the kanji Naoto. And, okay, so Tectal is starting to hit the Naoto assist a little bit more often. You see to the point where it's about half life at this point. And, yeah, cross combo activated just to try and get kanji. And, faked the cool attack, trying to get Tectal to stand, and it worked.
And now Ruby is marked for death. How does she escape being put into precarious position? Switches to Yumi. Never a bad idea. Gonna get some life back, but getting life back doesn't matter when all it takes is Naoto getting a clean hit.
I always do wonder about character switching out the person who is marked, because like if your first character dies and then like the mark just comes up when they come back in, then that's instant death, right? So yeah, it's always a toss-up in my mind. I can never figure out whether it's strong or not.
Well, it's like, do you have instant death and leave a character by themselves without a mark, forcing them to have to be marked? But doesn't matter, as this big combo on both characters connects. Unfortunately, the aerial rave only tags the kanji, so Naoto drops out. It's very particular how that will work, depending on if the assist gets hit or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to set it up. And look, the arrow blockable grab right there. And now the adjustment to be able to convert fully.
There's the mark there.
Yeah, be a dead character for sure.
Doesn't have to worry too much. Just puts out the holy light and sayonara Ruby. And now it's all down to Yumi, who can really do this against two characters.
That might be death right there. That's it. What a good call out from Tectal, recognizing that Alex had the assist out and just immediate super activation. No cross combo activation either, which I believe he had the gauge, but I could be wrong. I'd have to go check back. Whatever the case, you know, doesn't matter because Tectal takes that game.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Didn't use that super at all until then. Just like that's the adjustment, right? Knowing that I have this on deck, that Kanji is gonna swing from a distance a lot of times, and you can see those normals come out. So as soon as a 5B is just charging up, come through, take the damage, and you know, Tectal turned that back around with how scary it was after Ruby got just murked immediately.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that from Zero Shadowblood earlier. We you know, where somebody takes the awareness of, okay, what's the block string that this character might go to? Oh, there's an assist out at the same time? Well, this is enticing.
Hey, you have a super that does that? That's honestly extremely safe. I rarely see anyone ever punish that, but they usually get hit by it. But it's just one of those supers that just works out well.
And all right, game number 2 right here. And this is the thing, is Ruby's navigation is excellent because she has all the movement options. She's got teleport, she's got a fast run speed, and she can just get around those gunshots if she needs to.
But can't get around the mix-up. Nice switch in that sandwich situation. Gotta get the mark on Ruby again. And at least Tectal doesn't have to worry about it happening anytime soon, but there's a lot of meter coming on Alex's side now. It's scary.
And Ruby with the mark, even with all that health regaining, it may not end up mattering if Alex can continue the pressure right here. The push block finally comes out, and yeah, using that incredible run speed from Yumi just to be able to get on under. But again,
too far for a conversion off of the counter hit, jump C into the B chair, and now just has to wait it out. Ruby getting tagged. Okay, didn't bite on that, but still got shot.
Yeah, didn't fall for it twice. That was the exact mix-up that Tectal had taken the damage from last time. Not this time, though. Tried to throw Tech Naoto, which actually ended up catching Alex.
That's an easy way of getting a guaranteed super. Oh, that's going to do it. Unburstable.
Yeah, that's going to kill. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't have the bar.
Oh, wait. That's the right. But neither is no burst on Tectal's side. Had to take the damage, and now Ruby gets to live just a little longer.
At that, and now the instant cold mark barely matters at this point because there's just so little life, right? Like, this character will probably die from anything at this point.
Okay,
almost anything.
Oh, the chair though. From the back, always someone throwing a chair, starting a fight, and Yumi just getting hit. This shit, dude. You always want to start something. There's still a chair.
Yeah, I'm mad. All right, one apiece right there off the chair throw. And yeah, I mean, cleaned it up a little bit after that, you know, was able to kind of route Ruby into the situations of getting closer and closer to the gunshots, because before it was like Ruby could just jump over the gunshot, right? So Alex started to not use them until the teleport was already taken. Mm-hmm. And so when the teleport's already taken, it's like, well, crap, now I just have to block this.
Yeah, and then you force a block as well. So if you land one of those jump Bs and get blocks from Kanji, right? You call that gunshot assist behind it. And even though the push block that pushes Kanji away, the gunshots will happen, and Kanji could just kind of move his way back in. So Alex is doing a great job of covering his point character with those really prime assist calls. And just being able to keep that pressure on has been really good so far.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let's show them our strength.
This is looking like it's going down to the wire again.
I wouldn't have it any other way here, as we're getting to our final matches in this tournament. It's been excellent so far, and I want to see another 3-2. Despite tech, I know some of us might want to get some dinner and relax a little bit, but there is no time to relax.
Yeah, it's pretty late for Tectal, isn't it? Being out in... Whoa, that was weird looking. So like Ruby slid back. I wonder if he was already running back and I just didn't notice. That's probably what it was.
Okay, nice damage to start it out with. Here's the pressure. Good blocks up from Alex. CC, but jumps out into a sandwich.
Oh, and then empty jump low right there. Just going to cash out. And you notice, again, Tectal very specifically tailoring the guard string, or at least the knockdown in this case, against Naoto's reversal action. But, yo, anti-air right there. Yeah, she may not have that as an assist, but she definitely has that on point.
Yeah, it worked out for some good damage. Here comes that pressure. Okay, block. Burst, always smart. Tectal the only one ever is really using that at all, and using it at very good times. Oh no!
full chair loop right here. Gonna get another one. And then cool attack should finish this off.
Yeah.
Oh, command grab. Yeah.
Grab. He's gonna go for extra damage here. Yep, can't even burst it because Naoto will come out the reset. Blue beat combo though, so was able to tech out at least. It's gonna die. Either way.
Yeah, needed that super to come out as soon as possible because otherwise the Naoto assist would have made it so it was burstable. Gets the command grab directly after the resonance and it's gonna lay on the pressure now. This may be death depending.
Could be a lot of damage either way. Okay, it's gonna set up all this screen space. Can move back, set traps, and now Yumi just has to use up meter to kill them all. So that's all the snowbirds in a row. Just to say stop putting little beads and marks down. Please just chill out, be in that corner.
I just want to play, man. Gunshots are coming out, and that was a great push block to be able to push him in. And oh no, unfortunately for Tectal, that was perfectly placed on Alex's part to be able to space outside of the reversal. And that is now 2-1 here.
Yes, Kanji has one good thing, that disjointed hitbox on that, the Thunder Strike, that 5B just works out pretty well. So you just see, oh, it whipped, I'll do it again, and blap. So using that persona to good effect. And again, just strong awareness of the spacing. So good stuff to Alex, who's up 2-1 in this set right now.
Yeah, that one actually looks a lot more in control for Alex too than a couple of the other times, because the other times it was like, yeah, again, still the gunshots, and it hasn't come back to be a problem for Alex to get Tectal into a block string. Now he's finding ways to catch Ruby, and it's not even just gunshots anymore, right? Like Kanji is doing it. Yeah, and it's just becoming really hard to navigate the screen.
Yeah, because I mean, you gotta think about it too, like, right? With the assists that we have. So Ruby versus like Naoto. Ruby's is just like a 2 shots. And it's gonna get invalidated because it's not a beam, just like Naoto's is. So Naoto will have like the slight advantage of that, like how we saw like Razzo have the advantage with the Hakumen super because it's a giant wave. Doesn't care about Naoto. So this is a point where Tectal doesn't really have a good assist package out of Ruby because Naoto kind of cancels that out.
And unfortunate miss right there for Alex. Got a hit, but also a drop there for Tectal. And now, yeah, the Ayumi assist just getting beat down. But okay, catches the movement. Oh no. Okay, when is the mix up? And oh, there it is. And that is one of the best starters you could ever ask for as a Yumi player.
Yep, and with a little bit of meter and an assist, gonna just seal the deal here. And now down to solo Naoto against a very healthy Yumi and Ruby.
10k almost by herself. Just needed the assist to extend into super. But Tectal, of course, going to take this to the bank right now. And Resonance activated. Traps are set. And this is Naoto chip zone. You're going to see a lot of chip.
You're going to see a lot of chip and trying to find a singular hit to cancel into the super. Get some good damage here. And the mark as well. So usually you see that in the other order, but damage is damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Alex did that specifically, that super Hamon to get closer, right? It just happened to hit. So Alex was like, okay, I'll take advantage of this, use my double super, and, you know, take as much life off of Yumi as I possibly can.
Yeah, but it's also smart. You gotta think about it. The damage comes through knowing that there's gonna be a switch to get the Yumi out. So now Yumi's in the back and getting life back, but it doesn't matter if she gets hit because of the instant kill potential.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for that reversal action, but Alex knew and just delayed it for an incredibly long time, it looked like.
Yeah, it's like, wait, I don't want to bring her in. I cannot let Yumi get tagged because she will get erased immediately. So now it's just Naoto backing up, trying to play this as defensive as possible. Nice blocks from Tectal, though.
And then the Snowbirds are also allowing Tectal to just be able to move forward through, despite the traps. Right. Just bulldogging, you know, just walking forward, then blocking, knowing that the gunshots are coming here pretty soon.
Oh, gets a hit. 5P?
Yeah.
And we're in rampage time, too, so there's a lot of bar coming through here. I think okay, no, didn't want to extend it. This is going to be huge, as all it takes is one hit there for Tectal to finish the job.
So 2-2, a nice amount of time left on the clock. It is real close as close gets. I'm back to being flabbergasted and unable to figure out how, someone can win, or which one of them can win.
Like I said, it's close. It's so close. And Tectal, this is another 3-2 for Tectal. Like, they are just chugging along as best they can. And I'm honestly impressed. If anything comes from this, just give Tectal a marathon award. Give him a medal for distance ran, because this man just went from one way across the nation to the other, all the way back to the East Coast. Just crazy.
Yeah, this tournament was going real quick up until this set, or at least the set before this, excuse me. And I mean, will it continue to be this close when one of these two gets to grand finals, or is this just the story here? These two are fighting for the supremacy right now. This is the last game of lower bracket finals. We're gonna find out who makes it to fight Razzo Shark.
All right, it's your time to do some karaoke. We got it.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it.
How often does this come on random? All right, it's time to bring back the karaoke stylings of Bubonic Plague.
I still don't know the words. I know the intro. That's about it.
Subtitles, please. Okay, here we go. Final game of lower bracket finals. Let's do it.
Oh man, yeah, and already pushed to the corner is Alex, but fighting back. Okay, cross combo activated, trying to get a chance to be able to cross up hopefully here. No, went for the command grab and unfortunately just a bit too far away.
Worked out pretty well. Last thing Tectal wants to get is snatched up, because there was a lot of command grabs that connected some of those games that Alex won in this set. So if he can avoid being put in that precarious position, he'll take that any day. Take the grab and the chase down. You cannot air-to-air Ruby like that. Kanji.
Yeah, well, that was funny too, because like the very first set was a lot of air-to-airs from Kanji beating out Ruby, and now the mix-up again, and yeah, so that's the natural combo right there. That's gonna beat the burst no matter what, unfortunately, and Ruby has a couple of routes that do that. So it's really hard to find a time of burst, and Alex unfortunately just got stuck in that situation. Cross combo active again.
Even with the push blocks, doesn't mean much. Blocking with their life, gets a grab off the whip grab. Let's go. Alex won that after all those crucial blocks. Gets a big chance here. Super's gonna not work. Punish, yeah. No, didn't get full damage from it. Weird hit.
I wonder if that was just so much worry from Alex that the DHC was coming that couldn't probably set it up. And Ruby's gonna stay alive and with a lot of red life recovering in very quickly.
Okay, nice counter. Beat the snowbirds. And then, ooh, battle of projectiles here.
Okay, back in it right now thanks to the Ruby 6B, gonna try and help out, but the counter activation, and Tectal is not trying to overextend, it's like, just gets a hit and it's just like, okay, this doesn't convert into a full combo, I'll back off, right? But that converted into a full combo, didn't back off, and forced the burst.
That was super scary, getting hit by that, had the burst out, and now Alex gets a mark on Yumi, that's huge!
Oh, this could be the tide changer right there, but excellent air-to-air, and, very little life now for Alex's Naoto or Kanji. The gunshots are going to hit, but you can't cancel that outside of resonance.
We're at Rampage time. All four characters still exist. This is wild. How much has happened, and yet we're still waiting for the clock. This is going to be Naoto going down. Solo Kanji, no life left. Resonance, what happens here?
And trying to jump up, and yeah, setting it so that, Ruby cannot jump right there, but the EX Buzzsaw is going to connect. And this is such an uphill battle because there's hardly any meter for Alex despite Rampage time and Resonance.
These horses will block everything in this ranges. The EX Snowbirds does it, and Tectal takes the set 3-2, eliminating Alex at third place here in this tournament. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the structure of not only just the combo routes allowing for not, taking too many huge risks on versus burst from Tectal, but also the guard strings, right? Like, okay, this doesn't convert into anything. They still have an assist left. I'm backing off because this is not going to be a great situation for me. I can only move in when it's a great situation. And Tectal continuously set that up, somehow found every way to get back into whatever was great for them. Not good, like the best type of situation.
Perfect. Their spacing the entire final game was so good. Then we see like the run back, right? Getting that super, that felt like an eon ago. Since we saw that interaction, this set's just gone on so long. And that's not even the end of it.
Actually,
that was the first game, right?
That was Alex's game to win at first.
And then there you see the double thunder coming through, and just, they say lightning doesn't strike twice in the same spot, but they never watched BBTAG.
Definitely BBTAG or P4, if you're playing Kanji in P4 Arena. Yeah,
you see this back and forth between both players and everything going down on the wire. It was never just so clear cut, right? They were doing so well at keeping characters alive, maintaining life, regenning it, and even with a character like Naoto, who can erase a character's existence, it didn't really take too much effect except for maybe like one round.
Mm-hmm. And right after that Naoto went down, Kanji was just at the mercy of pretty much anything. You saw it try to run forward, and that's what got caught by the snowbirds. And unfortunately for Alex, not going to get that run back that he probably so desires from so many different events that he's met Razzo Sharp in. It's going to be Tectal moving on to the grand finals, attempting to take down the champ.
Yeah, so Razzo in the upper bracket here. So let's take a look between both players. The 86%, both a matching win rate. 86% from both players. Total of 80 to 99 matches. And that 99 comes from so much of the matches that Tectal had to go through here, right? Adding on to that. But just as even as it gets in terms of amount of wins, this is going to be an incredible series between these two. But again, Razzo has that advantage being in the upper bracket. Tectal has to win a set just to reset it and play again in a finals.
Yeah, Shin Grand Finals, Omega Grand Finals, whatever you want to call it right there. It's that's the only way Tectal is going to be doing it. And I just realized, I think Tectal every time has made it through Grand Finals has been through the lower bracket. I don't think Tectal has done it through upper bracket. And Tectal has won one of these. So.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it happen, and we saw like EU, the winner came from the lower bracket. We saw our champ happen there. So it is honestly not a common occurrence. Typically, the upper bracket player does have that advantage, and it works out for them. But, FGC and double elimination go hand in hand. And the lower bracket person, a chance is a chance. And it can happen here. But will Razzo let that occur?
Yeah, Tectal has kind of been on the hot seat for a while, right? Been playing left, right, center for a long time. It's got to be warmed up as much as possible. Razzo, I can only assume, has been, in training mode trying to make sure they're ready. But when you're in the hot seat, you're in the hot seat. You're feeling some type of way, whether it be warmed up or just like you were the strongest person on the planet.
Yeah. And 69% of everybody here who's watching voted for Razzo to take this. So Razzo, they are the favorite here by a slight margin. But Tectal, with all that experience just for today, let's see what they can do. All right.
Yeah, Hakumen, Merkava, all business here for Razzo. Same characters that they won the previous tournament with, the last month's Open Series. And then, of course, no different from Tectal. Same team all the way through. Let's get it. First game, grand finals. And already a CC activation from Razzo, trying to take early oppression from the get-go and gets the happy birthday. Not going to have cross combo, but you may as well take about half of their life from this if you so choose.
Just going to keep the pressure going, right? It has Ruby in the corner here. Ruby can get out, and that works out perfectly. Punishes the reversal action. Now Razzo not afraid to go for those reversals. Here's the setup. Has to hold a mix-up. Yeah, what a good sandwich mix-up.
Ooh, and actually sets up to be able to beat the burst just in case with the buzzsaw. Unfortunately, that's all you get is the buzzsaw. And so now you're back walking into the corner. The active switch was smartly placed from Razzo because they knew that they were getting walked back into the corner by the walk under.
Oh, nice hit with the EX Flames. Yumi, with barely no life, gonna lose here. And it's gonna be down to the solo Ruby. Great from Razzo to patiently wait it out, get the hit there. And now, yeah, Tectal only with a level 3 resonance. It's gonna have to do it here to avoid the mix-up.
Able to get out this time, and at the very least has a lot of life to work with, right? So if you can catch the Merkava, which is the hard part, it may be doable, but I'm not counting my chickens.
Please don't do that. They don't like that very much, and Razzo doesn't like Tectal playing as patient as he is. Again, the push block getting blown up by the elbow. And Razzo with not enough bar to finish it, but one good hit here will end it.
Trying to use pretty much all the bar that they have available to them just to be able to get Razzo away, and Razzo is never away for very long, as they're going to be able to get the hit grab right there and finish off the first game, and that was all Razzo sharp.
100%. Yeah, Tectal got a couple hits here and there, but just never anything to set the momentum. Just the normals and the placement that Razzo's shown so far this set is what's been really paying off. The jump normal has been really good, well placed. That's keeping that distance outside of like Yumi's 5B range consistently, just so that they can get like the counter poke against that character and really invalidate her strength, has been exceptional. But can they keep that up an entire 3 out of 5 set?
Yeah, I mean, normally we talk about like the Ruby being the character that moves around and is super hard to catch or deal with because they're moving around so much. But Razzo, the Merkava, super difficult to catch, and so many different active switches in great times. The reactions really important, because there was a moment where Tectal was like, okay, I can run under and I can corner you, and then just gave up Hakumen, allowed Hakumen to take damage so that they could active switch and not be cornered, because Merkava's going to be able to save Hakumen, right? So it's okay if they take a little bit of damage. Hakumen's a healthy boy, he can take his licks.
Yeah, and I think this is like another one of those matchups where the Hakumen assist just works out so well. You don't have a beam. There's nothing passing through Merkava. 6P from Hakumen is just going to come out whether you like it or not.
Well, the pressure now, and earlier we saw a strong cross combo start from Razzo. Tectal trying to emulate that happening. Got a hit here on Merkava, but now already cornered themselves. Try to go for air unblockable, but no dice. The active switch is already out.
Okay, nice jump cancel to tag Merkava and avoid getting hit by Hakumen. There's the charging counter, doesn't bite on it. Tectal's been baiting those counters out really heavily, but gets hit into kidnap.
Yeah, just trying to cash out as much damage as he possibly can. You know, the bursts are still available, so.
And now Razzo with no bar. Nice slice on the Snowbird. What's for dinner?
Timing.
Nice yummy Snowbird. And the hit grab's gonna connect. Gonna get some good damage here, get the corner, and what's the mix?
Pushing right back to the corner, recognizing that the forward tech was coming, but oh, the Abare right there has both characters. They might fall out of the aerial rave. No, got them both.
Yeah, it was the Hakumen that got hit first, so that worked out extremely well. Slices through the projectile though, and now Razzo back in the driver's seat.
Razzo got to be thanking their lucky stars that there was no meter from Tectal when that happy birthday happened, and you have all the meter in the world instead off the Zontet, so you're going to be able to kill before the burst is even available. Tectal just on the Yumi by herself.
Yeah, the healthy Yumi, and there's no bar here on Razzo's side, but he's going to decide to wait out the resonance. Gonna counter those snowbirds and not. It's gonna put a sandwich. Here we go. This might spell doom for Tectal. Overhead. Yeah, here we go. He's
Jumps
dead.
over very
No, wait,
smartly.
no.
Oh no, big drop right there. That's gonna be the end of Merkava. Yeah, going for the big body specific jump loop. Just gonna
Alright,
back
what's
off.
gonna happen here? As Razzo still with advantage, having a resonance, has plenty of bar too, so one hit can do it.
Yeah, not trying to push the advantage either. Just kind of only really swinging when Hakumen is within range. Hotaru to try and do it, but oh,
Big push block. It's gonna connect. Get some damage here. We're evened up. Rampage time too. This works out for Tectal. It's gonna get some meter back and finds the
and then got
5-8.
the hit.
Gonna
And
have
has
EX.
the-
That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. EX.
There it is. And by the skin of his teeth, Tectal making the comeback with just the Yumi.
Oh my gosh, and that's scary too, because like Razzo stopped the clock at Rampage time, at right before Rampage time hit. So I think that avoided that, but just the combo did enough resources and damage that Tectal can get that win out. So I like how Razzo approached that. It just didn't do it well enough. And I forget, is Rampage time immediately at the 80-second mark, or is that 79?
It's technically 80 seconds is when it happens, and it
Okay.
just starts your meter just starts cranking up passively. You don't have to do anything.
So it feels like the clock didn't get stopped right when Razzo wanted
Or is
it.
it? Is it 70 seconds? Is it 70 or 80? I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
It's
now.
I think it's 80, but we can double check. The announcer
on the
definitely
10s
yells
mark,
it out.
whichever one it is. Whichever
Okay.
one it is, it's on the 10s mark rather than it being like, you know, the next number over is when it starts.
Okay, EX to start out with connects, so Tectal already with a little momentum going off.
An immediate burst call out. Razzo does not want to have to deal with that. And, you know, the cross gauge is still there for Tectal, but it's on Tats, and that's going to be a free combo here. Burst comes out, recognizing that that is a burst safe point.
Now just full screen is Razzo's comfortable here. Take that. Trying to force out a 5B. Counter gets punished again. Tectal has gone for that the entire time. Just neutral jumps, baiting Razzo into taking a risk, and it's actually worked out consistently.
Now trying to use the Merkaba assist to be able to get themselves out, but the reversal action here, and Hakumen's still bleeding life on the recovery here.
Hey, Ruby gets hit. The hit grab works. Can't come off that, but a regular throw is going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah. Okay, just gonna go opt for the kidnap, right? Just cash out before a burst is even available. You want to get as much damage on each character as possible, but again, it happens. Yeah. At the very least, saving Hakumen though with the cross combo.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Minimizing that, and a counter hit, run under. I like letting the snowbirds hit first, because again, Razzo might have gone for a reversal. So Tectal is just really doing his best to bait out Razzo, taking an extra risk.
And another beautiful anti-air situation right there. Got under Ruby and was able to make it happen. Should DHC right here, I assume. No, it's not going to kill. I thought for some reason that they were in cross combo, and I was wrong.
Nice from Razzo to save the bar. Really smart. So this keeps Tectal alive. It's pretty even here between these two. And just, yeah, look at build that life back up.
What?
Smart. He's been consistent.
You knew the snowbird was going to be there? What? Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I guess that doesn't matter.
Boo-boo. That's both characters too. Doesn't get the full combo. There's a resonance here for Hakumen. Yukikaze and Tectal is like, stop that. Your counters are ineffectual.
No counters for you today. Tectal baiting him out. And that it's so interesting too, because Tectal was looking for those counters the previous couple of games, right? And Razzo never once bit, was instead using it to get out of Tectal's pressure, you know, despite the fact that he was looking for them. And because of that, it helped out a lot for Razzo. But now actually going for it, and Tectal stuck to the game plan of specifically trying to bait out the counters.
And it worked out even in that game. It worked out twice in heavy favor. So, you know, it's now we're playing that guessing game. Is like, is Tectal going to continue baiting out these counters? Because I didn't think that Tectal would, and now I'm losing life to it. But then if I stop doing counters, he's going to start just putting pressure on. So it's like now we're in those layers, the mix-ups between the both players, and we're getting that player matchup between the two.
Well, it seems like Tectal is all in on sticking to his guns, and, you know, may continue to do so. Razzo trying to get away, and oh my goodness, if you had converted that to a full combo, I would have lost it.
Okay, good early start for Razzo. He's got Tectal in the corner here, finds the overhead, into immediate kidnap, no burst, just maximize the damage, very smart.
Ooh, tried to fake the overhead there, but Tectal completely ready, nice and vigilant. He's able to get Ruby out, and safely, I might add, thanks to the cross combo.
Punish that, yeah. Great push block again. Tectal has been very good at that point to call the push blocks, knowing that the elbow is not going to happen. And that's worked out really well. Oh my goodness.
That's going to hurt. No cross gauge to work with, and a combo drop. Tectal is going to love that.
But a sandwich is going to be great for Razzo. Finds a grab.
Ooh, yeah, double mix-up right there. Finally, the burst coming out, and there's the overhead into Buzzsaw. It's a lot of damage. Another drop.
Oh my god.
Combos are just getting drops left and right, trying to read counters, no dies, and there it is again. I don't know how Razzo continues to do it, but they set up a sandwich for themselves every 2 seconds, and another drop. They just keep happening.
Are happening between both players. What is going on? Oh, here comes the mix. Sandwich time gets hit by the 5P, and that's Merkaba. Not dead yet, but it's gonna be a harsh mix-up here.
Well, luckily for Razzo getting out, but yeah, not a lot of life left on either player. There's the happy birthday. Razzo is gonna be able to take both down without having to do anything difficult.
Just back and punt, back and A. Bam, drop the elbow. Catching both characters is Tectal. crossed up and just killed himself. Razzo chose the perfect move. And Tectal was just like, oops, I pressed assist. Blam. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most unfortunate situations right there that Tectal could have been in it directly after getting out of a bad situation already. And now we are 2 apiece right here. It's either reset time or the tournament is over. There's nothing else.
That's it. That's your
Tectal
only
has
two
to
options.
pull out everything now.
The real 50-50. Will we stay or will we go?
I don't know who you're spirit bombing for right now, chat, but you better give him the last bit of your energy because Tectal needs a reset and Razzo just wants to finish off this tournament right here. Possible final game of the first set. This is it.
Okay, run under. 2B pops the Hakumen, but the CC is gone. There's no gauge there for a burst. This is a great time for Razzo to put pressure on. Finds the hit. Unburstable. Let's go.
Yeah, Snowbird's completely negated by the Hakumen assist, and right there, the active switch to trick Tectal into wanting to push block. It's a dead character. Oh, well, no, it's going to be very close if it's not. Okay, but it is. What? I was
Oh, no!
Okay.
Never mind. That 5P from Merkava is just so fast. Speaking of fast, this match is going with the quickness. We saw just some long matches between these two, but Razzo's turn it back up to 11. Can Tectal avoid the onslaught? That's it. Game over.
As Ontets is going to hit right there. And oh no, on the wrong side. So I actually got the incorrect super. And that gives Tectal another chance at life here. Going to be able to activate Resonance. But again, it is still like climbing Mount Everest right now.
What is this set? Whip punish. Doesn't get anything from it. Oh my god. The hit grab's going to connect. No extension here, but all it's going to take is one good hit from Razzo to seal it. Oh my god, no!
No way.
What?
No way.
He's not dead.
Didn't...
Yes, he is dead.
No, he's
Never mind.
dead.
He's dead.
He is dead. Okay, well, there's Resonance right here for Razzo, still having a lot of life, so they can take a couple of risks. And wow, call out on the teleport right there was immaculate.
Push block. No meter here for Razzo. Can pop a Resonance soon to get the bar. There's no chance of Rampage time. So it works out for Razzo. We get hit low. Here we go. That's a start.
This is corner carry too, so that's going to be nice for Tectal. It's going to be at least having offensive momentum here. Trying to bait out the counter. There's the anti-air, and wow, you got fuzzied off of blocking an anti-air, and then Razzo catching you low, trying to stand up. No dice right there, as Razzo Sharp is going to be able to finish it off and take the tournament.
Incredible patience there. Not biting on Tectal's counter baits. Just waited it out, found the situation to get the anti-air force. Ruby on the ground, make the mix-up, two-way, blam! And with that, no reset, tournament victory, all goes to Razzo.
Yeah, I mean, not being able to take the bait on any of those counters was not just that last moment. That was throughout the set. Only 1 point did Razzo Sharp fall for it. And, you know, that was the one that Tectal won with that bait. But every other time, it actually took away offensive pressure from Tectal and allowed for Razzo to steal their turn back. And that amounted to quite a bit, honestly, because it was a 1v1 situation so many times where it happened.
Yeah, it's just been incredible. I like what Tectal was going for, because if it baited out and worked, it would have been great. You have to respect those counters, especially a player like Razzo, who is not afraid to go for those and just kind of forces this fun little game between the two. But in the end, everything just came up Razzo at the finale, but Tectal put up one hell of a fight. You know, they took their last sets all the way to 3-2, couldn't find the reset, but damn if they didn't try.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see it. They tried right here. They killed Merkava from just about half life. They were really trying to pull out all the stops, but it was not enough for him to be able to take the set. Razzo, despite this knockdown right here, you see, look, you're going to try and bait the counter twice, and then bam, got a fuzzy and was not ready for Razzo to land on the ground, finishing it off right there. Look at this bracket. The only persons, well, multiple people Razzo could even have trouble versus, it looks like, on this bracket were Zero, Shadowblood, and Tectal.
Yeah, they both took it to him, but they couldn't finish the job. And that just shows, again, Razzo's just overall skill. You know, that's sharp is in the name for a reason. Their play has always been just extremely solid, month after month, being a 2-month champ. Just really proud of them for doing it, and looking forward to see who does it in these next events coming up in May 25th with Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, and then Soul Calibur 6 on June
So
the
good.
2nd.
You're good. You're real good at that. I'm being serious.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And so that's going to be the end of these matches for BBTAG, but don't forget those dates if you like Mortal Kombat, if you like Soul Calibur, or maybe, you never watched them before. You're definitely going to want to pick up on those feeds. And another thing that you're definitely going to want to do is you're definitely going to want to enter the open series for any of these games, not just BBTAG. You're going to want to go to compete.playstation.com, or you're going to want to sign in through your PlayStation dashboard to be able to enter the open qualifiers, because again, these are open tournaments. Anybody can enter this, anybody can show off their skill, and anybody can win these prize pool. It's all for free. It's all for the comfort of your own home. All you gotta do is either go to compete.playstation.com, or you just turn on that PlayStation 4 and you go to the PS4 tournaments icon in the game, and you're all set.
Easy peasy, free to do. So look forward to seeing who enters in the next month and to see who will be our other champions. But for now, Razzo hosts the crown, did a great job, and it's going to send us off with, some good feels.
Yeah, so that's going to be it for us today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching both the EU and NA broadcast. And, again, don't forget those dates for the other games, because there will be more PS4 tournaments open series action later on throughout the month. Have a good one.
Good night.
PlayStation